Take it slow, watch the smoke we blow. Bring California swing in this thing for show. Well, hey there, baby, don't dance the go-go. Off a little mentally, I see it in slow-mo. Hollywood, the east side, Hub City, and Frisco. Guys to the flyers, fires up in the disco. Whoa, whoa, oh, now here we go. Mira, delincuentes, bum rush the show. Aquí in Cali, with trees so sweet, and these habits is feeling airy on this rugby beat. And on summer nights, we use our feet, keeping in mind the danger walking on these LA.
Welcome to the Double I Show.
Incoherent idiocy. I'm RW King, and with me always is
Sweet Tea.
What's going on, T?
Oh man, it's another fucking great night. I really love this. It's such. I don't know, man. I don't know about you, but I'm really pumped tonight.
Oh,
I'm having an awesome night. I'm really pumped about the show. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna start kicking you in the ass today. It's gonna be fun.
All right, man. Yeah, I appreciate you kicking me in the ass, T, but I don't think that'll be much fun. But
for me, it is.
All right.
You're always you're fucking kicking Dr. X in his dick all the time.
We haven't even said hello to him.
It doesn't. Dude, pre-show you were kicking him in his dick.
All right, dude. We always say this too, right, T? Once this thing starts recording, everything else that happened is gone.
No, it's not what happens in fucking pre-show. Stays in pre-show.
It is. That's what happens.
Normally we got it on tape, except for today.
Yeah, there was a little fuck up. Fucking doctor. That's why I was.
That's why you were kicking him in the dick,
dude. Come on. Anyway, man, we're not gonna go
guys.
there.
Everybody, so you know, usually pre-show we are recording. We want to be able to put together like a little bonus thing for you guys. We haven't done it yet, but we're getting all of the stuff that we need to do that, right? To kind of all the little outtakes and all that type of stuff. Well, today's a little different. Today, Dr. X had everybody's mic muted, and we're over there going through the pre-show. We actually had a pretty good, couple bombs that we were throwing at each other, and come to find out, none of it was recorded.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, we didn't know the mics were muted. He didn't know either.
That's what I'm saying. That was fucking hilarious, man.
But anyway, that's what we got, man. That's what we pay for. So, hey, that's the quality
get what you
we
pay
get.
for.
That's what I'm saying.
You get what you pay for.
So you're gonna thank everyone for listening, bro?
Yeah, so I want to thank
blowing up again.
I'm just saying, I want to thank everybody for listening. This thing keeps rolling and rolling, and we're just humbled. Every single day, every time we look at the stats, we're just humbled.
Yeah, it's growing big, man. Waiting for other countries to pop up, man. I need another country, man. Come on, you guys are slowing down out there.
Well, we are getting some other countries, but they're not popping up as fast. But yeah, you're right, But hey, I don't care. I'd still rather, keep growing in the U.S. I don't care where I'm growing.
We had a big spike from last week again, T, and it's just, it's like, wow, man, this thing's really, really taking off, man.
I want to know what the hell's causing that spike.
What do you mean?
We're doing something, and I don't even know what the fuck we're doing to cause it.
Well, it's not just we don't know what's causing it. I think what it is we sort of talk about things that regular people talk about.
True.
I think not just that, but people want to listen to you a little bit because they're thinking, man, who's this guy? Where did he come from?
He's a fucking...
Who raised him? He's just raised wrong.
I was raised wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
That's okay, though, because everybody in this room knows where I was raised, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Okay, man.
I'm okay with that.
All right, man. Whatever, man. But yeah, no. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. Remember to visit our website, thedoubleshow.com, www.thedoubleshow.com.
Say that again?
www.thedoubleshow.com.
I love it.
All right.
Don't forget our Patreon, www.patreon.com/The Double I Show.
Oh, so hip, triple dub. Come on, man.
Dub.
Come on, throw a little bit of some linguistic out there. Yeah, exactly. Like me right there, dog. That's what I'm saying, man. That's fucking weak, triple dub.
Triple dub, man.
All right, triple dub. But anyway, hey, T, you know what? We threw some stuff out last week.
We did.
We challenged everybody. Fucking dumbasses we are, right?
Fuck.
Guys, great response out there, but hey, we had a big spike in our listeners and a big spike in our dollar Patreons, you know what I mean? So
yeah, that's costing us a mint.
But hey, it's worth it, man, for us. And we started talking about that. Hey, you know what? We'll go ahead and order up some more. We had a lot of people sign up. Thank you very much. This thing's just, like I said, we're more than happy just to send this stuff out anyway. But that really, in reality, that's really the only way we can get all your information.
Now, here's the other thing, King. I spoke with our printer, and right now he's backed up. So we might actually be out for another week. We may be out of stock.
That's okay. I mean, whenever it comes back in stock, we can send it out. But,
Yeah.
But my point was, T, and that's why we did the dollar thing on the Patreon, is because that's how we can get all their shipping info and everything else.
No, you're right. You're right.
So that's really the only way we can get that.
I just want to see. I want to start seeing some pictures of some of the people wearing our swag.
Hey, that's another thing, man. Okay, how about this? Let's put a contest together, and we won't start at this show, but we're going to start putting it out there. Maybe we make a really nice hoodie, embroidered hoodie, or something nice. Have our guy, we'll talk to him, work it up, and have him maybe put staff on it or something, and maybe me and you have them, and maybe, I guess, Dr. X.
You got to do it for him, man.
Well, look, he's throwing his hands up like, whoa, what about me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I wasn't done talking. Fuck, man. Dude, you want me to mention you first? Okay, first team, man, we'll get this, these hoodies for Dr. X first, then for us.
Then for us.
And then we'll, put a couple out there, and we'll maybe have a contest or something where people post some stuff on our site.
Yeah.
And the best picture of repping us or whatever they're doing to show that they're giving us love is going to win the hoodie.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
Now, what is the hoodie going to say? Is it going to say staff, or what is it going to say?
Yeah, we'll probably put their name on there or whatever they want.
Oh, it's a custom hoodie.
Yeah, whatever the fuck they want.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it'll say staff on it, and we'll put a really nice logo or, really nice printed logo or something embroidered, something nice.
Yeah, I'm down with that one. I think that's pretty killer.
We won't really, we won't spin it off this show, but maybe next show we'll talk about it and really put it into motion. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we'll get the details worked out on that thing, but I think that's awesome.
Yeah, but this guy was showing me some of the shit he wants to make us. He wants to make us like these jackets, really nice jackets, and we can put those out there. We want everyone to have them.
That's true.
He did make a comment. I want to get stuff for you guys to have this like special. And I was like, dude, that's not really how we feel though, man. We want whatever we got. We want our listeners to have too.
True, exactly.
You know what I mean? So even if somehow it comes out and fucking you're going to get a pic of me and T out there wearing our gear, we want you guys to be able to get the same gear.
Now,
so it's a little bit of a dilemma for us, I guess, with this guy.
Did you see the socks that they showed us, that we can get some double I show socks?
Yeah, and I think that's cool because we just want to get a whole bunch of different stuff, dude.
Yeah, that's kind of awesome.
Like the first time we ran the bit, right, we had, like 20 people or 26 people or something that hit that thing, and we sent everything. We had our whole inventory. We sent them a backpack, a hat, and a shirt.
Yeah.
So they scored. You know what I mean? Then we started realizing that's a little too much.
It's a little bit crazy right there.
So, that's why we went down to one item, and we sort of do like a, they get a random 1, 2, 3, just the way that they're listed. We put 1, 2, 3, and a 1 is a hat, 2 is a shirt, 3 is a backpack.
There you go.
So if they're 1, 2, or 3, that's what they get, But, I mean, we want to do as much as we can for everybody, and that's the point.
Yeah, and those backpacks, summer's coming, and those are like the summer backpacks, the drawstring backpacks. They're kind of nice. I like them.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So... No, it's cool. I say we put it into motion, and let's try to get this thing out there in the next couple shows.
Oh, by next show, man. Put Dr. X to work, man.
Well, it's about time you do.
I don't know about that.
I got him working on other stuff too, but fuck.
He's going on vacation soon, right?
He is.
Yeah, he mentioned that again.
He does. He keeps reminding us.
Yeah, because I think that's very responsible of him, T.
It is.
I mean, at least I think he's realizing that we need someone to run the board.
Hopefully he's coming around. You said you talked to Uncle Rico.
Yeah, right? Dude's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, is he definitely down, or maybe we got somebody else working out?
No, he said he's all for it.
He's all for it? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm just saying.
Come on, Dr. X, dude. Really, bro? You don't have to get pissed off, man.
Anyway, this guy.
Dude, he's just butthurt, dude.
I know that.
Well, he's the one who said that today, didn't he?
He is.
Right?
He is. I mean, anyway, so what do we got up for our hot topic today, King?
Well, I think you're going to start talking about this. This is a big thing going on, and it really touches home for a lot of people, man, because, we're based in California, T.
We are.
So a lot of stuff happens here. We're a border state.
We are.
There's a lot of shit going on with Trump and the border and the wall and all that shit. It affects a lot of people.
It does, man.
So there's a lot of things going on, and I think you're going to start spinning on this thing, and when we were talking about these numbers and these things and everything else, like we talk about, right? All these numbers, all these things, they're always a couple of years behind, right?
Yeah. So before we get into all that, obviously what we're talking about is today's hot topic is going to be on immigration. And it's kind of a hot button topic. It's something that everybody always gets fired up over. You never want to kind of talk this with somebody at work, because you could be kind of cool with somebody at work, and then you start talking about this, and then that's it. You guys don't talk. This is one of those issues that just people get fired up over.
Wasn't it like 6 degrees of separation? It probably affects a lot of people.
It does. It really does. You know, I know. I've had like conversations with coworkers about this, and you know, they kind of got a little butthurt because I said something to them. You know, they were saying things, and I said, you know, comments like that, people think people would think that you're racist. I know you're not, but making comments like that, somebody who doesn't know you that well would think you are racist. And they got offended by that. And I said, I'm not calling you racist. I'm saying that when you make certain comments, it comes off as that. And if they don't know you that well, they would think you are.
Well, I think, what about this too? What about if you're talking to somebody and you make a comment or a funny remark, a racial slur that may be part of their race or something like that, and it was maybe towards immigration or legal status or something like that, and maybe their parents or them don't have legal status.
Right.
We don't know.
We don't know.
You know, people will speak fluent English, been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't know who it is.
You don't. You really don't. I mean, I know plenty of people that I thought were born here and had legal status, and come to find out they weren't, you know? And here's the thing, you know, you mentioned it. We are a border state. We're affected by this more than most states, you know? And the issue that I have with a lot of these people that you hear coming out against any kind of immigration, legal or not, they always point out Mexico. They never talk about other countries that are legal or illegally migrating into this country. They don't talk about anything coming in through the Canadian border. Everything's always through the Mexico border.
Well, it's the low-hanging fruit.
I think it's the easy thing to do.
That's my point. It's the low-hanging fruit. Why is it called that? Because it's easy to pick.
Yeah.
Right? So you're easy to pick.
Why does it got to be
that.
picked with Mexicans?
Anyway, that's the analogy.
See, there
anyway.
you go.
But anyway.
There you go.
No, there you go, Trump. But yeah, we'll go there later. But
I'm just
saying,
around.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's the point. You just don't know who it is these days.
You don't.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anybody. You know, and there's so many different cultures and people here that have been there, and probably you know them since they were in elementary.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that, and all of a sudden, you know, they're 30 years old, and you find out, damn, he got deported. What happened?
Yeah, and they don't even know the country that they're getting deported to because they've been here their whole life.
Oh, no, yeah, I was going to say, well, they know the country they're getting deported to, but they don't know the cultures. They don't know things, right? Like you're saying, because they've lived here their whole life.
Right.
They're Americans.
Yes.
They're Americanized.
Yeah, and so they don't really know any of that stuff. They don't know what it's like in that country. So they're getting deported to different countries. Shit, man. They may or may not even have family there anymore. They may not know what the hell's going on over there. They may not even speak the language. I know people that are from other, you know, their parents came from other countries. They don't speak the language of the other country. They just speak English. So they don't know that shit.
But isn't there the opposite too, T? Like the people who come from other countries and they refuse to learn English.
There are that.
You know, we live in L.A., T, so there's everything all around us. We can go to any different city.
It's a mix mash, man.
And go to, you know, little Tokyo, little Koreatown.
Chinatown, Little Italy,
you know, Little Samoa,
Armenia,
right? Little Armenia,
you
right?
know?
So there's all these little areas, and there's people there that don't speak English.
You're right, there
and
is.
They've been here for a long time.
True.
So that's sort of a problem too, because they're not even trying to adapt.
Well, I think when you go to any country and you're going to live there, you have to make an effort to be able to adapt. At least try to learn some of the language, whether you're good at it or not. You're making that attempt, you know, and that would be for me if I'm going anywhere.
Well, I mean, it's sort of, I mean, to me, right? I mean, you're sort of thinking, right? How are you going to be able to get around? How are you going to be able to get outside of that general area?
But they don't. They stay in that general area.
Stay in that area. You're right.
You know, and that's part of the problem. You know, I have dated somebody in the past, and their parents didn't speak English, and they had no desire to learn English. You know, and that's just it. You know, I mean, I think. I'm not against immigration. I'm not against any of that stuff. Okay. My feelings are that immigration is good for the country. And I think that's what, you know, most people, at least in Southern California, feel.
Well, I think there has to be some control of it, right?
There has
to be. I mean, even though, you know, the reality is just like anything else, laws are broken. People do things because we're not, you know, like I guess like a militarized border.
Right.
So they take advantage of that. And the reality is to get away from poverty. I mean, they're happy to come over here to make minimum wage. They're loving it.
Because it's more than what they've made over there.
Correct. So, I mean, what about that aspect of it? What if you take those people away from that? You've seen that movie, A Day Without a Mexican?
No, I haven't, actually.
Oh, dude, you got to see that movie. It's been out for a long time.
Yeah, it's an old movie. I know that.
I mean, it's not, okay, let's be straight. It's not like, whoa, it's a gangbuster.
Right.
But you watch that thing and you start with like, fuck, you know what, man? It's a fucking eye-opener.
Is it?
Nothing happens.
Right.
All these jobs, minimum wage jobs, people doing things that are service jobs, cutting grass, washing cars, all those things stop, dude, because they can't get those jobs filled.
Well, here's something
and
for you.
And they sort of depict that in that movie.
They do. Okay. I haven't seen it, but
yeah.
that's
and it's sort of like a trip. It's almost like a ghost town.
Right.
Because the guy goes, oh, well, fuck, I'm just going to go get something to eat then. He goes in there, and the lady takes his order. She turns around. There's no one there to make it.
Nobody to make it. Well, okay. I used to live in a city over here in Southern California that was Chinese. I mean, the whole city was primarily Chinese. And one of the most main, like, considered authentic Chinese restaurants where these are people that came from China. They love this restaurant because it's as close to home that they can get. And who was it that was cooking this stuff? It was Mexicans.
Yeah.
You know? And these people are like, no, this is authentic. This is Chinese. Yeah, but who's cooking it? It's the Mexican people that are cooking it. They can cook authentic Chinese better than the Chinese can.
Yeah, but I think it's probably maybe, don't you think maybe they're talking more about the flavor and the taste, you know, because they use sauces and they use their own flavors and things which are different, you know, maybe something like that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, those kind of jobs just can't get filled.
They can't. And I was going to throw this at you. We're in California. We're in Southern California. But in Central California, that's where a lot of the farms are. You know, that's where.
And that's a good point.
You have a lot of the agriculture that gets shipped out from California and exported into other states and everything like that. Well, the majority of all that comes from Central California. Who picks that stuff? Who's in the fields working the fields? It's the day laborers and the Mexican laborers and all that type of stuff.
I don't even know if you want to go Mexican because the reality is that in the stats, there's just as many people coming from Central America and South America than there are from Mexico.
True. Yeah, Latin. I would say Latin. You're right. You're right.
So
that's a good call out. You're right.
You know what I mean? So, but I mean, the reality is that you're not going to get a person who was born and raised in this country easily to go over there to make probably less than minimum wage you're paying to pick fruit like that or do something that strenuous and that hard. They just won't do it.
They won't.
So those jobs will stop.
That's what I'm saying. To your point, when you were talking about the Day Without a Mexican, you know, those jobs already, because of the decline in immigration, whether legal or not, there's been a big significant decline in immigration over the last several years. And because of that, these farmers are finding it more and more difficult to be able to find people that will work in the fields, and they can't fill those positions and they can't produce the crops that they were doing. And it's not just here in Central California. There's farms all over the U.S. that are having that problem as well.
No, absolutely. But I mean, in reality, right, the numbers are really not dropping significantly year by year. I mean, and the numbers, I don't know how accurate they are, T, and we talk about this all the time. But it just doesn't seem that significant of fluctuations. You know, 100,000 more people a year. I mean, it sounds significant, but you're talking about into a country, not into a state necessarily. Because these stats aren't really about people going into California.
True.
It's about going to the United States.
Going in the United States, period. Because there's several border states other than California. So, yeah, you're right about that.
But I don't know how much the other states are having any issues, do you?
Well, you have Arizona that has always had issues, but Texas, I think, is
Sheriff Joe.
Yes, exactly. But Texas is the one that I hear about the most. You know, it's not just the illegal immigration across Texas, but it's also you have because it's a border. There's a lot of drug cartel shootouts right there on the border, so it's a little dangerous right there, and that kind of feeds the people's bias and their racial discrimination against people from Mexico that are trying to flee that type of situation.
Well, I think the other situation they're trying to flee to, and we spoke about this pre-show, is poverty.
Yeah, that's a big driver.
I mean, that's the whole point here. These people will come over to do this willingly, happily.
Yes.
All day, all night.
Well, yeah, because it's a better situation than what they're in.
And not just that, you know what? They're going to get a check for $400 at the end of this week. What? You're kidding me. I didn't make $400 last year in Mexico.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fuck yeah. Send it all day long. I'm there. Sign me up.
So here's the one thing that bothers me, though, is when you're seeing the amount of people that are getting stopped and apprehended at the borders, and they're saying that, oh, this is a crisis at the borders. They're not telling the whole truth. Okay, you see these caravans, you see these people coming, they're trying to seek asylum because of the bad conditions within their countries, whether it's poverty, whether it's gang violence, there's all kinds of issues that are going on, and they can literally be killed any day if they stay in their country. Now, what's happening is they're getting apprehended at the border when they're trying to seek asylum. That's not supposed to happen. When you seek asylum, it triggers something else, and that's not happening. They're arresting them as if they're criminals, and they're not criminals.
But I think in like the technicality of it, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not even like just thinking it, I'm pretty sure that to claim asylum or refuge in a country, you have to denounce your country that you were in and tell them on arrival that you're seeking refuge.
Yes, and they are doing that, and they're still getting
I've never even heard that.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never even heard that.
No, I did, and they're getting arrested for that and being treated like criminals.
Reality, though, T, is that a lot of them I'm just going to mention the Mexican border.
Okay.
Because I know people that do this.
Right.
And that used to do this, or I was acquainted with people who knew people that did this. They made a good living bringing people across the border.
Yeah.
And those people weren't sitting there claiming their status.
No.
And they tried to get out. They say whatever else when they got caught.
Yeah, there's always that.
You know what? And that's a lot of it too.
There's always
what I mean?
that.
So,
but you're talking a few bad apples versus a lot of people that are coming.
No, I think that's the majority.
No, I'm
right?
saying in these caravans, man. You see these caravans that are starting in South or Central America, and they're coming all the way up. Okay, and you're thousands of people in this thing, and they're calling it a caravan, but they're walking, right? And they walk all these miles, and they get to the border, and they claim refugee. And
okay, so if they're from South America, what the fuck is Mexico doing? Just letting them cruise through their country and thousands of people?
No, they try to stop them, but they can't. There's so many people. It's hard for Mexico to stop it. It's a real big problem for Mexico as well. The ones that hit the Tijuana border, there was riots. The Tijuana citizens rioted against these people. These people were camping out on the beaches in Tijuana, and they got attacked by the citizens because the citizens of Tijuana didn't want them, and they were saying that they're going to bring down the neighborhood.
No, I mean, it's not like the neighborhood's that great, but I mean,
I'm saying, you know what I mean?
Fuck, I mean, it must be pretty bad.
That's what I'm saying. They don't even want them, and all these people are trying to do is find a country, find a home. I don't necessarily see it as wrong. Yes, you're going to get some bad apples in there. Yes, you are. That's a guarantee. That's a given. That's anywhere. That's with anything.
Okay, what about the situation, though, where there was, and you talk about this a lot, we talk about certain things, and physically, if somebody is born in a country, they're a citizen of that country. Is that correct?
Well, here in the United States, yes.
Okay, but in other countries, no.
No, not necessarily.
Well, some yes, some no.
Yes, some
right?
no. It depends on the country.
They were talking about possibly changing that because so many people do that. They get over here and they get to our side, like right before these women give birth, just so that their baby could be a United States citizen.
Anchor babies.
Is that what they're called?
That's what they're called.
Man. So I'm not even sure. I've never even heard that term until you talk about it earlier.
Yeah,
so what is that?
So they're called anchor babies, and they have these they call them birthing centers, but they're really not. They're a house that somebody rents, right? It could be a condo or a house. And it's a midwife. There's no doctors in there. There's no nothing. It's a midwife that delivers the baby. Okay. So these pregnant women come over, they come on a visa, or they come just, with their normal passport saying that they're only going to be there for a week or two just to visit a relative. And what happens is what they call the CBP, the Customs and Border Patrol agents that are at the airports, they spot these people. Of course, they can't catch everybody, but they catch a lot of people and turn them back around and say, no, you're trying to have your baby here. So that's a first line of defense. But there's a lot that still get through.
Okay, so I mean, typically, right? Unless you're going to be there more than 2 weeks, you have to have a reason.
Yes.
And then if it's more than 4 weeks, you either have to get approved for some kind of work visa or lengthier stay visa.
Yeah, it's just a stay visa.
Right, something like that.
Yeah.
Because, right, a stay visa.
Yeah.
And it's usually easier if you have a work excuse or something like that.
Right.
But okay, so if they do that, I mean, how are they still going to be able to control that? If they tell these people, hey, you know what, you can't come in or whatever it is. I mean, how are they going to be able to control these people coming in? That's the point, right?
So the CBP catches them, and what they do is they start interviewing them.
But they don't, how do they know, like, how far along they are? Because if they're going to stay 2 weeks, okay, typically my thought would be this, right? At like 7 months, they can't fly because there's so much danger for the fetus.
Correct.
So these ladies, if they're doing that, they're taking a huge risk.
Yes.
They know it.
So they ask for a doctor's note for that.
That they have to fly?
The CBP will ask these people for a doctor's note.
Oh, of how old they are or how far along they are?
Yes.
Well, is that something that they tell them before a pregnant lady, like it's a requirement?
Yeah. Well, so typically what they do is they warn them when you're applying to come here, right? Or let's just say you're visiting, they tell you that. If you're pregnant and you're kind of far along, that it's not a good idea to do that. So when they see a big woman, like, No,
I understand. But real quick, before you get into that, I don't want to stop you real quick. But okay, so you've gone to another country.
Yeah.
We don't have to announce ourselves. We're not calling ahead saying, hey, I'm coming.
No.
So how do they know the rules and those things? Are they like told when they're buying that ticket?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, exactly. They're told when they're buying the ticket, and what happens is the CBP will see that. They're trained to spot them out, and when they spot them, they pull them out of line. So they start interviewing them.
But then shouldn't some of that go to the airline for even selling it to them? Shouldn't there be a check at the airline, just like your ID or something else? Because you can't really buy the ticket or you can't get the boarding pass without an ID and all that shit, right?
I don't know if the airline is flagging it and kind of giving a heads up to the CBP. I don't know.
Okay, think about this, T, right? And you've done it, and I just did it a couple of weeks ago. I had to fly up north, right?
I just came back from Peru.
Right. Well, okay, so, this probably wasn't it. You probably didn't do this. Did you use a kiosk?
Yeah.
Okay, so, again, they don't know until you get there. This is your stuff. It's not like you could buy that ticket online.
Yeah.
You go to the kiosk. There's nobody at the, until you get to the gate.
No, not true. Not true.
Mean?
So what happens is you go through the kiosk, and after the kiosk, you go through a CBP checkpoint. So that's what we had to do.
Well, yeah, when you're flying out of the country.
No, but when we're coming in, when we're coming back.
Oh, yeah, you can't. The first thing you have to do is go through customs.
Right.
Yeah, you don't go
So you had to go through. That's where they're getting caught.
Okay, so what do they do right there? They just turn. But, I mean, so they're telling them, okay, you made it through. But that's my point. Why should it even go that far? Someone in the beginning should find it.
Correct.
Right? It's not like she could put a pillow over it or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, but you're right. They should catch this shit a lot quicker. But what's happening is they're not. So they're flying all the way to this country and they're getting turned away. These guys are catching them and they're putting them on a flight right back home.
See, that's crazy. It should be caught before they even get on the flight.
I agree.
Or, I mean, how is the flight even allowing them to go on these probably pretty long flights,
because
right?
the countries that they're coming from doesn't have a check. And we don't have a presence in those airports. So how are we going to run that check, right? So it's kind of crazy, man. But these anchor babies, it's a reality. They're having these at a house, in a room, and that's it. And that is an American citizen now at that point. And then what it does is it allows them to be able to try to get their immigration status. So that's what that's all about.
Well, I know what they're trying to do, but that's just so stupid that how do they even fucking catching them here? It should be caught wherever the fuck else.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now, when I lived in Alhambra, I saw a couple apartments get raided for that because they ended up being like those little birthing centers for that.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But, probably, too, there's probably situations where people say, okay, yeah, I'm going to be here for 2 weeks.
And they overstay.
Yeah, they overstay, and boom, they have a baby. Okay, I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
But the baby stays here.
Yeah.
Or, I had this baby while I was here. So I overstayed. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
You can throw me back to my country. Well, I got to take care of my baby.
Yeah.
So they let the mom stay?
Sometimes, yeah. But if there's a dad, they make him go back. And that's what's happened.
See, that's a little stupid because that's the guy who's going to make the money for the family.
It is a little ass
so
backwards.
Then it's just more of a burden on our country.
It is. It really is. I don't necessarily agree with that part of immigration, but immigration is great for the country. You know, how many businesses have been built by immigrants?
Well, the right kind of immigration control is great for the country, right?
Yeah, but I mean, at some point, everybody's been an illegal immigrant. You know, think about it. There's.
What do you mean?
Okay, back in the turn of the century, right? There was people coming, and they weren't necessarily controlled that well. Yeah, some were going through Ellis Island and all that type of stuff, but there wasn't that much checkpoints. There wasn't that type of thing, and people just immigrated to this country and helped build this country, made this country what it was. It was Chinese immigrants that built the railroads for us.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Now, you said everyone at some point is an immigrant.
Or is like a relative. They're relatives. They come from
different, right?
Everybody at some point.
I was trying to think of your comment. That's why I was like, not really, because I was thinking, okay, you're not, I'm not. You know, this is where we were
I'm
born,
saying
you know,
comes from. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure at some point. Yeah, you're right, especially here.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody native to here except the Native Americans.
Yeah, and think about that, man. I mean, that's what this country was based off of. That's what we're known for. You know, that's what the Statue of Liberty says. You know, come on. I have a problem with people trying to shut us out from the rest of the world, you know, and they don't want any kind of immigration, period.
You know, but one of the things that we looked at when we looked at these articles, they sort of look at everything and base it on apprehensions.
Yeah, they do. They do. And, you know, what Obama, during his administration, it went down by 35% during his whole entire presidency, meaning both terms. You know, I think it dropped. Immigration dropped because of those apprehensions.
Okay, well, it declined 35% from 2008.
Right.
So that's just from that year to that year, right?
From 2008 to the end of 2016.
Right. So an eight-year period.
Right. That's his whole term. Like that's him. That's his whole entire time as a presidency. That's 2 terms. That's what I'm saying. Over the course of his presidency, it declined by 35%.
That's pretty good. And nobody really, I mean, he wasn't a big stance on immigration and border control. Not like this guy is now.
No.
Right.
And, you know, Obama was shipping a lot of people out.
Yeah,
he was doing a lot of that, and nobody ever talked about it.
Because he was doing it the right way, T.
He was quiet about it. He wasn't trying to...
Not just quiet about it, but he was going through the process. Look, guys, you know what, man? You got pinched. This is the way it is. You got to prove you can stay or you can't.
Yeah, but he wasn't turning it into a hot-button racial issue. You know, the guy that we got right now is turning it into a racial issue.
No, absolutely. You know, but let's stick to the topic, T. I mean, we could talk about that idiot all day long.
No, I know that, but I mean, you know, during his presidency, though, I believe the first year it dropped by 43%, something like that. You know, in his first year, the apprehensions declined by 43%. So that was pretty big. That's significant. But I think a lot of that had to do with because of his rhetoric. Because of all that crap that he was spewing out of his mouth, we actually saw a decline of people even trying to come into the country. So if you have less people trying to come into the country, of course you're going to have less apprehensions.
Yeah, I think this is a misleading stat, though. It could mean 2 things, right? Like you said, just the thing you said right now, or basically there's not enough manpower to capture everybody.
Yeah, I don't think it's the manpower. I think it's.
I still think there's a lot of people. What's the number of people they say are coming across? 60,000 a year?
Something like that.
That's still a lot of people divided by 12, 5,000 a year coming off of that from the southwest border. That's Mexico.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
You know.
Yeah, dude. That's 50,000. That's 5,000 a month. You know, couple hundred a day. Yeah, that's a lot. Right? I mean, they should be able to stop a few hundred people. That means there's probably like 500 or 600 trying to come across, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But
they can only get so many.
Here's the thing. Almost half from 2015, almost half of all the people that were here illegally were because of overstay visas. That's crazy. 44% of that was overstays.
Well, that's what we just say. Why are they going to go back to their bullshit? Right.
And that's what the CBP, there's a really great show that's on Netflix, but it's made by Nat Geo. And it's a CBP Border Patrol agent show. It's kind of like one of those reality type shows. And they follow these guys around. And that's where I see a lot of this stuff happening. I like that show, actually.
Like cops or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly. But it's with Border Patrol agents, you know, Custom and Border Patrols. And they catch a lot of these people. and they're trained to spot out people that have even the slightest tendency to want to overstay. It's kind of crazy, man. I even saw them catch a dude that was here to pay for sex.
Time out. What do you mean? I mean, that tend to overstay. How do they
like a tendency to overstay?
How do you what are they looking for?
So they start asking them questions, and it's based off of the answers on those questions, on how they answer them, how they react to it. They're looking even, okay, let's see. Well, your visa, or excuse me, your passport, that expires in 6 months. You know, how long are you planning on staying here? How much, you know, what about this? What about that? There's guys that have work visas, and they're like, wait a minute, this is a special work visa where you don't get paid. How are you going to survive? You know, if you're not getting paid, this is an internship type visa. How are you going to be able to pay for your apartment? Who are you living with? What's going on?
So it's probably easier to get those guys to get those things illegally or something, maybe something like that.
Well, no, what they're spotting out is they're trying to identify people that are coming in to work as like an intern or something, like a non-paid internship, so that they get work experience. But they're saying, how are you going to work here? I mean, how are you going to survive? And what they're doing is they're thinking these guys are working illegally, that they're actually getting paid, which means you're taking a job away from an American. You see what I mean?
But isn't this what we just talked about? Americans won't do that job.
No. Some of these are actually skilled.
Oh, they're better jobs.
Yeah, you know, we're talking
maybe
like
Americans can't do that job.
Well, that's true.
That's the other part,
yeah, that's
right?
the other part. That's the reality, man. Well, not that they can't, but they won't for that pay.
Didn't that shit happen when all this shit started going down about the deportation and everything? Like there was some guy who was an engineer for, I don't know what aerospace company or something, been here for 30 years, but there was something wrong with his paperwork back in the day, and they found it and they deported him or something.
Yeah.
Is something crazy, stupid like that?
I'll actually do you one more than that. A doctor. The guy's been a doctor for over 35 years in the country.
That was the other story I heard.
Yeah. And they deported him.
Fucking stupid, dude. You know what? And you know the bad thing is that it gets pub.
It does.
And I think myself that's sort of a little bit scripted, the pub, you know, by maybe the big guy himself.
You never know.
That's his little cherry on top.
Yeah, you never know, man. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. You know, I'm not into conspiracy theories, but at the same time, I don't doubt something like that, just based off of some of the other things we've heard and learned.
It's just what we talked about too. You know, people we don't even know. You could be friends with somebody your whole life and not know that there's a situation with their immigration status.
Yeah.
You know, they're regular people. You know, we can't look at them differently. I mean, we understand, obviously, we live in a border state. You know, you could tell the people that are just coming across Mexico.
Yeah, you can.
You know what I mean? And you know what, to me, I mean, I understand what everybody's saying and the burdens and things like that, but a lot of these folks are really working hard here. And I understand all that, but I just go back to a day without a Mexican, man.
Yeah.
I really do, for us anyway in this state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you look at just all the service things, the things we talked about, the cutting the grass, the washing the cars, all the little things, man, we just take for granted.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's just like, fuck, okay, go ahead and stop all that. And now what?
Right.
Fuck, we're going to be making ham and cheese at home every fucking night.
With no lettuce.
Oh, you're fucked. I'm done.
That's what I'm saying. Because who's going to be...
I got to have lettuce, G.
But who's going to be, on the farm?
Yeah, I know I heard you before, but I got to have lettuce, G.
There's not going to be any lettuce. That's my point.
Can't they pick it with a machine?
No.
Oh, come on, man. They got to figure this shit out. Can they shred it at the same time?
I don't mind
shredded lettuce. I buy the bag of shredded lettuce.
Yeah, maybe.
No. Okay, let's not talk about fucking lettuce, all right?
I know how much you love your iceberg.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Anyway, so...
Because it's high in nutritional value.
None. Zero nutritional value with
That's
iceberg.
high for me, dude.
Yeah,
That's probably the healthiest thing I eat.
It is.
Everything else is on a negative scale.
And there's zero nutritional value in iceberg. It's all water.
Well, yeah, but there's hydration properties.
That's about it.
That's the only water intake I get, dude.
I was just going to say that right now because all you do is drink soda. That's it.
Fuck, no doubt, man. That's all I do is drink soda, man, or beer or alcohol. But yeah, man, I mean, that's my water intake, bro.
I know that. So anyway, wrapping this thing up, man, I'm just, you know how I feel. You and I talked about this, man. We both love the fact that people are coming as immigrants because it helps the country, but we just want them to do it the right way, you know?
No, you're right. It has to be controlled. There has to be something there where there's some control.
Yeah, you're right. It does. But, it's kind of sad when you see all these people coming across and these families and everything. I mean, my heart goes out to them. I know yours does too, because at the end of the day, they're people. These are people, man. Don't treat them like pieces of shit just because of where they come from. That's all. That's all.
And be willing to help them a little bit, man. You know what I mean? It's just sitting there walking by them and doing shit. I can't stand that, man.
And you
Especially
never know.
the older folks, you know what I mean?
And you never know, man.
Yeah. To me, T, like I said, it's just, growing up in this state and being around these people and folks. And, we lived in, a lot of different neighborhoods, I think both of us did.
Yeah.
And, we experienced a lot of stuff. And I always want to get to know my neighbors, and I love my neighbors, man.
It's a melting pot here.
It is, man. And you know what? I'm just not really the prejudiced type. I'm really not. And, I just sort of, to me, it's bad how people are. You know what I mean? So I wish it could change. Doesn't really seem like it is. But, there's a lot of stuff going on here. And, we talked about these immigration things, everything else. And how's it affecting our kids? Looking at this stuff and seeing how we're treating these people and what we're doing.
Yeah.
How are they going to be thinking in 10 years?
That's the sad part.
15 years, right?
That's the sad part. You hit it right there. And you got to do better for them. And you got to think.
You got to
better.
show them the right way.
You do.
And this is the things that sort of get me. I mean, we put this out there, and it's the media. It's the right way. It's the things we're supposed to do. Really? Is it? I mean, I talk about certain things, and certain things get me. And one of them is, when we do a lot of disaster relief outside of our country, but I don't think we do enough here.
We don't
take care of our people. I don't think that's sort of the same issue.
No.
But, there's certain things, too, where just our money and our resources are going to the wrong places.
It is.
And we got to do these things smarter. And that's the problem. There's a lot of bureaucracy involved and a lot of politics involved still.
It's all politics, man.
And that's what it is, man. So go ahead and close this thing up, T.
All right. So, anyway, like I said, it's just one of those things. We got to throw it out there. It's been on our mind for quite a while, actually. And we've been kind of debating on how we're going to tackle this and how we're going to present it to you guys without kind of coming across wrong either, because it is a sensitive subject. But it's one of the things that we wanted to talk to everybody and just kind of get everybody thinking, and that's the point of this. So,
Well, I think that subject touches a lot of people, probably a lot of our listeners. A lot of our listeners are based here in California.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, the reality is it's the same as you and me.
It is.
Even though our family isn't directly involved in a situation like that, we know somebody or we knew somebody or knew somebody's family who was.
Yeah,
for sure we do.
I wouldn't even say 6 degrees of separation. It's more like 3 or 2.
Yeah, exactly.
So... King and I just wanted to bring this up and kind of let you guys know that, we stand with you guys. We're behind the whole thing. So, that's our take.
I believe in amnesty too, man. At some point, you know what I mean? You've been here, you've contributed enough. And the reality is, right, too, they couldn't file taxes and get them.
No.
So, they were giving the money to the fucking country for free.
They're not a burden on the system like people
if
say
they're
they
working.
Are. Yeah.
But I mean, they just try to spin it like everyone's a criminal that comes from there.
That's the problem.
That's exactly what he's trying to do.
Yes.
And that's not the reality.
And that's the problem I have with the whole thing.
No, absolutely, man. So it's a good topic, T, man. Great topic. You know what I mean? Like we said, we just want everyone to get thinking out there. Get your nipples hard a little bit, right?
Ooh, I know mine is.
Yeah, exactly. Cutting some ice over there.
Well, I could cut glass right now.
Let's transition a little bit, bro. Let's get in the man's corner a little bit, man.
Into what?
The man's corner?
Into the what?
The man's corner. So what we're going to talk about today, T, is we're going to talk about the perfect woman. What do you think the perfect woman is? What do you like? What color hair do you like? You like big breasts, small breasts, big booty, no booty, little pooch on her belly? What do you think the general guy likes? So let's just go and start it off by asking you, T, what's your perfect woman, man? Physically.
There is none. There is none.
What do you mean?
It's weird because, I think it depends on the person because, okay, every guy, well, not every guy, but a lot of guys are going to say, yeah, I like big breasts. But if they meet a chick that doesn't have big breasts, but they're attracted to them in other ways.
Okay, I said physically. I was going to get into the 2 parts. You know what I mean?
No, I'm saying.
So let's try to separate.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying just the. I'm
saying you mean like her ass is better?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
But she's got a fucking banging ass. All of a sudden they forget about the big tits.
Oh, all right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but okay, right? But even if you're like, okay, because right, don't they usually classify it as, hey, I'm a tit man or I'm an ass man?
Yeah.
Right. I'm not all for that. I'm just the same thing like you. sometimes it's about the way it's carried.
Right.
You know what I mean? And maybe not the ass ain't the greatest, but hey, the top's pretty good and everything else looks pretty good.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
She might have some killer fucking legs.
Right, but what I'm asking you though is just like, okay, if you could just like design the hottest chick for you.
Right.
What would it be? That's what I'm asking. Not like, okay, yeah, we know there's differences and there's hots and hots. You know what I mean? We know that.
Yeah.
But what was your perfect one with physically? Now, we're going to talk about the emotional side and the coolness side in a little bit. But I just want to talk about physically, T.
Okay.
For you. Let's start with hair color. What color hair do you like? What kind of hair do you like?
So I'm not into blondes. So
just straight out.
Straight out.
Straight out.
Not into blondes at all.
All right, go ahead.
No, I like
Asian blondes?
No, I don't like any blonde.
I really like Asian blonde because I know it's not real.
I don't like any blonde, man.
I like that. All right, go ahead, man.
I'm more into like brunettes.
Okay. Darker hair.
Darker hair.
Well, like a brunette, you mean like a dark brown, lighter brown?
Like an auburn brown.
Gotcha. With a little bit of tint in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you like that reddish red hair? You know how the
what's kind of cool? It's kind of different. I don't mind it.
It gives me a little bit of a boner.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
It really does, man. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it at all.
What about other colors, T?
Like the blue, like that aqua blue that's pretty popular right now?
The one that's sort of fucking with me right now.
That gray.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it.
What the fuck is that?
That's kind of crazy, huh? That's a weird, it almost looks like an old lady gray.
Okay, dude, not like, okay, I'm going to put it out there. I watch porn, right?
Yeah.
So one of my favorite porn stars is Aaliyah Hadid. She dyed her hair gray. She's like 25 years old.
Right.
That freaks me out, dude, because I just get fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
That's the hot color, man.
It is, right? And all these younger chicks are doing it.
They are.
What do you think? You don't like it either?
I'm not really a big fan of it,
right?
But it doesn't do anything for me.
And I've even seen a lot of different colors popping in, right? Like with a gray, with like a little purple, or with a blue. Like, okay, I'll say it's always been there, but for a little younger, freaky-ish type of girls, right?
Right.
But now I think it's a little bit more for even like, more mature women.
Yeah, no, it's more mainstream now, definitely. Right? Now, here's the thing,
okay, so let me ask this question.
Yeah.
So you said it was like an auburn with a little reddish in a tint, right?
Yeah.
You want that to be natural color, or do you mind it being changed up once in a while?
No, I don't mind, and that's what I was just gonna say. Because my wife has black. She has black hair, but once in a while she'll dye it like a red, like a deep red, like an auburn type red, and I love that tint in her hair. I love that, So I don't mind it at all. I actually enjoy when she does change it up on me.
What do you think the majority of guys like in color? Do you think it's really like blondes because blondes have more fun? I mean, that was the stigma.
That's the stigma
30 years ago.
Yeah.
What about now, T? What do you think? What do you think if you just like closed your eyes and thought, okay, generalization, just say our country.
Yeah.
What do you think guys really like as far as hair color is the top? It still has to be blonde, right?
I was just gonna say I think it's
still
blonde,
that, right? I mean, because so many women who aren't naturally blonde keep trying to go blonde, right?
Yeah, so I don't understand it.
And I'm not a blonde. Like I said, I like blonde when it doesn't really go.
Oh well, then
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like a blonde wig on a black girl. I like it.
Okay.
Blonde Asian girl. I like it.
Hey, that's your thing.
It is, but you know what I mean. Hey, but for me, I mean personally, I like black hair.
Yeah.
And I like, and you like what about the length and how do you like it cut, man? Is there any kind of specifically turns you on? Something that gets you?
I like it longer.
Like how long though?
Like
shoulder length, mid back.
Mid back, I would say. Right. It has to be mid back.
I like mid back too.
Anywhere from between shoulder and mid back is fine with me.
Right, you gotta have something to hold on to.
Yeah,
right?
you
know what I mean. When
grab
exactly.
Yeah.
When you're in the doggy and the froggy.
Exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
but
about doggy and froggy, right? You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So yeah.
But I don't know, man. There's a lot of guys.
Hair? Do you like it like straight? Do you like? I mean, you like it bushy? You like a lot of hair? You like big hair? What do you like, man?
No, you know what? My lady has like thick hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like she just has very thick hair, and then when she goes through and she starts like curling it and kind of styling it up, I love that shit, man.
So that's my thing.
That gets
man.
me going.
I love girls with longer hair.
Dark
black hair, just like jet black.
Yeah.
But like big curls in it.
Yeah, that's how my lady has it right now.
Yeah, man, that's just that gets
me.
You know what I mean? So I really like that look.
Yeah.
Okay, so now moving down, we're not even going to go to face because face is up to every guy.
Yeah, that's
I'm not even going to touch
subjective.
Exactly. I'm not even going to go
there.
Not even
close.
We're just going to go to the good parts.
Okay.
So I want some titty.
All right.
All right. What kind is your best titty? What ideally, if you could choose it, because you're building the woman here.
I'm building the woman.
Right. So we got her about mid-length into her back hair, a little bit full, a little bit curly hair. Now, what kind of titty she got?
You know what? Here's the thing. So with me, it doesn't really matter the size as much. And here's something funny. I like chicks that have really nice nipples.
Well, what do you consider nice?
Okay, so I like them a little.
3?
I like them kind of big.
Okay, but again,
like a larger nipple. Okay, because like
time out.
Hold on.
Let me ask this question. That's all I'm gonna ask.
Okay.
Are you talking a puffy nipple or a flat areola?
No, a flat areola.
Okay,
not a puffy nipple, but like a big larger
I like
nipple.
puffy nipple too. I like puffy nipple.
Yeah,
I do. Tracy Lord's nipple when she was 17. I like that nipple. Go ahead, man.
So anyway, to me, if they have that, the size of the breast itself doesn't really matter all that much, because that just the nipple part gets me going. Do you know what I mean?
But it can't be like nipple to chest, dude. I mean,
no. That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. So I understand, dude. I understand, right?
So for me, it's a grading scale.
No. I'm talking about your perfect one. Okay, yeah, I understand you can deal with a lot of them and you like a lot of them.
At least a C cup then.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, minimum
C.
I mean?
Yeah.
Minimum a C.
Yeah, you know, and I want a full C, if not maybe a little smaller D. I don't need a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not into really big. I don't mind big.
Right.
I've dated some women with some very large breasts.
Right.
Which I don't mind it. But it's not really the turning point for me.
Right.
But yeah, I need something a little bit bigger. And same thing, okay, here's another question. Yeah. Ideally, you like dark nipples or light nipples?
It doesn't really matter to me. The color of the nipple, dark or light, doesn't really.
Pick one.
Medium.
There is no medium.
Yeah, there is, dude.
It's either dark or it's lighter than dark. Come on,
well,
dude.
It's lighter,
help me out on my bid,
dude. Okay, I would say dark then.
Okay, that's what I just asked.
Okay, I'll go darker then.
All right, I prefer lighter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, the lighter, you can't see the areola that much. You can't see.
Well, right.
If you want
to define the areola,
yeah, you can't really tell too much. For me, I'm just saying.
All right, what kind of body type do you like? T? Do you like a thinner woman, more athletic? Do you like? I mean, because now we're moving down from the breast, right?
Yeah.
So now we're going to that midsection, her back, things like that. What do you like? What kind of, I guess her physique. What kind of physique you like her?
So I like them a little bit more athletic, even though I'm not anymore. You know, back in the day I was, but now I'm not so. I'm more roundish.
All right.
You know, but I like them athletic. You know, I like to see them that when they're wearing, some gym equipment clothes type thing, that it actually looks like they go to the gym, not just wearing gym equipment.
Okay,
like
I wish you wouldn't even mention that, dude, because I'm already getting one. Dude, you know what kills me?
Huh?
Fucking I can't stand his yoga pants.
Yeah.
Dude, these ladies are wearing them at all points, walking around in the stores.
And they don't do yoga.
And they don't even have underwear on.
But they don't work out.
It's okay, but my point is, dude, how am I supposed to concentrate on shopping? I could barely shop by myself anyway. Now I got to deal with that. That's got to be illegal, dog. That's like walking around half naked.
Well, the Lululemon ones are the worst because those are.
Lululemons?
Yeah, Lululemon.
What about Lululemon?
It's Lululemon.
Lululemon?
Lululemon. No, it's not Lululemon.
Whatever, man. You know it, man. I'm a sucker for Lululemon.
But I'm saying
because they have the gusset.
Thin.
Because they have the gusset.
But they're thin.
I know. Lululemons have a gusset.
And every time they bend over,
it like pushes a little pussy up. Anyway, man.
Every time they bend over.
Man, so we got past the breast. You like a little bit more athletic.
Yep, I like. All right, so
you like a more petite woman, medium sized. What do you like?
I'd say about a medium size.
Okay, so like 5'5", 5'6"?
Yeah, 5'6",
okay,
around there.
5'6". Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, now go down to the pooper. You like big pooper? You like just enough? You like a little bit smallish? What do you like, man? Because there are guys into smaller butts too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, definitely guys out there.
I like them not too big though. I don't want them fucking, being so massive. I mean, seriously.
You like width or girth?
Probably more girth.
Right, all the way around it, like the pooch on the outside.
Yeah.
On the backside.
On the backside.
Yeah, then more than the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you, man. I'm about the same. I think so. About the same. You know what I mean? My body type, though, I mean, it could be. I think perfect wise is probably like not too athletic, but a little bit bigger than, say, maybe like a 5'7",
right,
5'8"-ish, maybe like a $140, $150.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, with a nice build, healthy build kind of thing.
So
good for making baby.
No, what I was gonna say. So like a fit thick. She's a little thick.
I don't even mind if
not
it's
even
a little
thick, but fit. You
I
know
don't.
what I mean?
I don't even mind if it's fit as long as it's not flabby.
Right.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm thinking like when I think fit, like you say, I'm thinking like almost a little bit like toned. I don't even necessarily need toned.
Right.
I just don't want fat.
Right.
That's it. Flabby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want a little. I could go with a little bit of shake. I can go with a little bit of ripple.
Well, you bring enough shake to the.
That's what I'm saying.
You bring
dog.
enough shake to the whole
we just
thing.
both said that, right? We're both a little bit round.
Yeah. And I know that I am. So it's really not that big of a deal. I don't know.
All right, man. So
I'm okay with being round a little bit, but
I'm gotcha.
I want to get back into shape.
Okay, so we're talking about your woman here. To get back to that, not you. All right, I don't want to talk about
No,
your
it goes
roundness. So this is your perfect woman.
Yeah.
Is about 5'5", 5'6".
About 5'6".
How much does she weigh?
$120, $130.
Okay. All right, $120, $130.
Yeah.
A little bit of some pooch in her booty.
Yeah.
Nice little C cut.
Yeah.
Athletic.
Yeah.
And a little bit toned.
Mm-hmm.
Medium hair down to her back.
Mm-hmm.
And you're all over that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. That's good. I mean, and a lot of guys are different, man, right?
And I'll tell you right now, though.
Okay.
The legs.
Okay, I didn't want. I was gonna save that because I was gonna talk on the next thing, right? You see all these chicks now in the hot thing. I mean, especially around like I know a lot at my job, and they all talk about it. Are these butt implants? It's not even breast implants anymore, right?
Right.
It's a big thing right now because of like, I'm just gonna throw it out like these Cardi B and all this other shit. You know what I mean with their big ol' asses. Do you find that attractive, T?
Well, okay, so not really. I know there's a lot of guys that do. I'm not too much into that. I don't know. I think it depends on the case, to be honest with you. And you mentioned Cardi B, but one of the people that's really famous, and she's famous for her ass. Everybody says is she got ass implants, like implants in her ass. Is Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, exactly. She's a big ol' ass.
Right. So,
but guys are all over that, right?
Right. But then the other thing now,
Cardi B was the stripper, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Now the other thing is that everybody is talking about is, I think it's like a Brazilian butt lift or some shit like that. Well, all they're doing really is they're taking fat from other parts of your body and putting it in your ass.
Well, that's like, it's not lipo because lipo takes it out.
Right.
There's another one that they do that inject fat and collagen.
Right.
That into you, and it's the same kind of shit, but they're taking your own.
They're taking your own. That's a difference.
It's safer than collagen.
Correct. And so that's what the women are doing right now, and I don't really have a problem with it, as long as it looks good. If it looks good and she's got a little bam to that ass, okay, cool.
All right, let's get some intimate here.
Yeah.
You like shaved or not shaved down there?
Shaved. 100%.
Has to be shaved 100%?
100%.
Not even a little bit of touch on the top?
Not really.
A little bit of trim on the top? No? Nothing? Nothing. Oh. See, man, okay, for me, ideally, I want like a little triangle right on top.
Right.
That even if she has like a bushy bush, like a natural woman, shave that thing down and make a triangle like I do right here under my lip. You know what I mean? That's it. That way it all sort of like connects right there. You know what I mean?
So.
Like Velcro.
I'll tell you.
Come on,
I'll tell you
dog.
something, dude. My lady fucking threatens me all the time because she knows I like it shaved. So when I'm fucking with her and just joking around, she threatens to go natural.
Oh, dude, I've had girls do that to me when they didn't want to give it up.
No, she just
okay. Wait a
threatened.
minute. Okay, when you got your lady shaving, she's got to maintain that.
Yeah, she does that.
Or if she's going to go out of that, there's going to be a period of cactus.
Right.
So that's what happened with a couple girls I was with. They get a little pissed off. And they think cactus is going to deter me.
Oh, really?
Oh, I mean, dude, I'm a thrill seeker, dog. Evil can evil, bro. I'm jumping over the canyon, dude. Don't matter how the wind is. You know what I mean? Fuck, right? You know what
Did you wear a parachute?
No, dog. I just, I'm diving
working
deep,
without
dude.
a net?
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, of course.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I just don't bang every girl. I'm in that stage of my life where I have to know them for a while and sort of figure out, okay, they're not really they're classy hoes.
Yeah. So
but you know what I mean, man.
Yeah, but that's like one of the things that my lady and I kind of like joke about. She's like, if you don't knock it off, I'm not gonna shave.
Hey, dude,
she goes, I'm gonna go wild.
It's a real deal.
Yeah,
I mean that's like holding that fucker hostage. That's the most power a woman has, T.
It is.
Yeah, of course she's gonna manipulate you with it. Right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Now, let me ask this last question here, and then we'll wrap this up.
Yeah.
So you talked about your perfect woman, everything else. Is there someone out in, an actress, a singer, something like that best describes that look for you that you can think of?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. That's a good one, man. You kind of threw me for a loop right there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy for me because I sort of describe Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, but
I love that body type.
Yeah.
And the reality is she's beautiful. Her face is beautiful, but I don't even care about the face at that point.
Right.
If that body's looking like that, I could take some, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, whoa, hey,
Patch
what's
your
going
face?
on there? Yeah, I mean, I'll take it, dude. I'll walk around all proud with that shit. You know what I mean? Your arm around her neck and shit, walking around like the cock on the wall.
That's my lady.
Yeah, that's my lady.
That's mine.
That's mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like that. Fuck yeah. And she's all fucking dressed up, fucking a little bit of some fucking tights on. Or,
Right.
Some high heels, some fucking tights, some jeans, something like that, looking good. A little bit of some titty hanging out.
Let me
all over it, man.
Let me let you in on a little something, right? So the first time I ever saw my lady wearing a dress, like a short little skirt type dress, tight on her body. My lady has some beautiful legs, and like I said, I fucking love great legs. I saw her from the backside, so I didn't know it was her. Okay, I showed up at a party. And I saw her and I go, who the fuck is that? Holy shit, those legs are awesome. And she's had heels on and everything, right? Fucking banging. And then I go around to the other side of the table and I saw it was her. I'm like, holy shit.
That was before you were dating her?
This is before.
Oh, okay.
I was like, fuck.
Oh, that's probably what did it for you, dog.
Dude, I was like, fucking boy.
Well, no, it got your divining rod going, dude.
Dude.
It turned into marriage, dude.
It did.
That was the moment that sunk you.
That was
Right
my
there.
dream weaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne's World?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It
good
was.
catch on that reference.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
But seriously, that was the moment, man. I saw that. I was like, holy fuck, who is she? I got to find out who she is. And it was her. I was like, holy shit.
I mean, and that happens, right?
It does. Because, before that, I would see her and she would be just in regular jeans and just, kind of looking whatever, And she still looked good. But when I saw her dressed up, holy fuck, I was gone.
Okay, so now see, to me, right, you're talking about that and it seems a little bit more like sexually aroused because you're like, what the fuck? You're looking at those legs like, fuck, I want to hit that shit, right?
No,
right?
Well, I was looking at them like I want them wrapped around my fucking head.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. It's a sexual thing, right?
Yeah, fuck
Whatever way it was.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm going to tell you something, and now you're going to give me shit, but I'm going to put it out there because I think it's a good point to the story.
Okay.
Now, even someone like myself who likes sex a lot, and it's a lot on my mind, and when I look at women, I try to think of what kind of sex partner they would be because that's very important to me.
Right.
Like one of the girls, because I date multiple girls, and they all sort of know I'm not committed to any one of them. They all know that. It's out there. One of the girls I'm dating now, when I first saw her, I went into a place of business, and she was working there.
Mm-hmm.
And sweetie, I sort of did the same thing, but just saw her from behind for her hair.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It was the same
Yeah.
kind of reaction. It didn't matter to me at that point, really, what was going on in the front. I was so enamored and so fucking taken by, wow, it just looks so amazing to me. And then obviously the way it hung on her body.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, if her face is good, this is like fucking quadruple bonus.
So you had hair goggles on?
Yeah, that's the best way to put it, right? Say you had leg goggles on?
I did.
I had hair goggles on, bro. But at least the leg goggles, they're justifiable.
Yeah.
Hair goggles is a little weird, right? That thing touches me like that.
It's a little different, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
it's a little
it
different.
turned out that she's hot as fuck and she's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But man, I mean, either way, automatically, and I always tell her that too. Yeah, it didn't even matter what she looked like, baby. What do you mean?
It was that hair.
It was the hair. You got me on the hair.
Right.
Oh, you're so stupid. Stop that. No, I'm being serious. I'm not fucking around. Because I'm thinking the whole time I could just put your face in a pillow and that's it. I'm good. Right? But anyway, man.
Hey, you know what? We're going to do something a little extra kinky today. Put on this paper bag.
No. Put on this bunny mask. Right? I mean, you see those weird masks? They put on the president's mask. Like they did it.
Dude, that's creepy.
You know which ones I'm talking about?
That's creepy, dude. I know what you're talking about. That's creepy.
Do you think you can keep it going if they had a
No.
Okay.
I don't think I can at all, man. That would be fucking limp noodle.
Okay, so what about this? What is this? The hottest chick, like you said, and you're just going, and she's got something where she wants to put a stocking over her face like a bank robber. You know, it looks all distorted and smashed.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me as much as like a president's fucking mask would.
Really?
I don't need Nixon fucking staring at me as I'm fucking going to town.
No, okay, yeah, you're right. That's obviously creepy.
Yeah.
But if you know that shit's coming or she likes it, I mean, you can sort of like blur your eyes with her open,
doggy,
right? Like looking at her.
If you're doing doggy, okay.
No. I mean, not even
if
that.
I gotta look, no.
Don't you ever do that sometimes where, like, you know, your lady, are you looking at me? Yes, babe, I'm looking. And you're staring at her, but your eyes aren't focused and you're thinking about something else. You know what I mean? You can do that, right? So do the same thing with the president. That's what I would think.
I have to take my glasses off.
It's like it'd be like a porn star thing. You know, you're not really fucking in there for the connection. You're just in there for the money.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's got to take care of the honey. You know what I mean? Where if she digs the president's mask on, do it. But what if this, T? What if you've been with a chick maybe 3-4 times?
Yeah.
You're starting to get, you know, comfortable. Do a couple different positions now. Even a couple more. A little more frequent. She's hanging out at the pad more. You're just hitting it hard. You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
She's digging it, you could tell. By the screams, the yells, the fucking kicking you, the biting you, the punching you in the gut that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, man, she's digging underneath the pillow. First thing I'm going to do is make sure she's not getting a gun. So I don't want a crazy bitch.
She's digging under the pillow?
And pulls out a pantyhose and just stuffs it on her head. That's not going to fuck you up? Of course that'll fuck you up.
It will, but it's not a
Right?
deal breaker.
Wait, okay.
It's not a deal breaker.
No, it's not. I'm not saying ever it's a deal breaker, but I'm saying it'll fucking limp the noodle, right? There's a good chance.
There's a good chance.
Right? I mean, that's my whole point.
There's a possibility that it will.
Because you're saying
but
basically,
I can't guarantee
no,
it.
I could keep fucking boning her looking at that fucking thing in the mask. You know, that was my point. You know
There's
what I
no
mean?
guarantee.
That's what I'm saying. It's got to affect the limpness a little bit, right? That was my point, T.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not like if you would do it if you could get it going. You know what I mean?
See, it's hard for me because when you said the president's mask, I still got that shit in my head, dude.
Well, from Point Break? Remember when they robbed the bank?
The dead presidents.
Yeah. Was that? Oh, well, yeah, they did the Dead Presidents, but there was a movie, Dead Presidents. They didn't do that.
No. But that's all the masks that they were put on. They were called
that's
the Dead
what I was
Presidents.
talking about, though, man. That's what I meant.
I don't think I can, man.
It's going to close up the man's corner today.
That was a good one, man.
I'm telling you, man. There's so many good topics we could throw out there, man. You know what I mean? So we just like to keep it fresh for these guys, keep them on their toes. You know what I mean? Keep everything going, man. So
it's crazy
shit. We're going to be doing this all the time, T. We're just going to talk about normal subjects that guys like.
Yeah.
What do they like? What don't they like? Let's try to throw it out there.
Right.
You know, guys are listening to this thing like, fuck that, man. I want a chick with big old titties. I want a big old booty. I want that shit to smother me. Of course, guys got different flavors.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And that's sort of the point of that whole discussion.
That's what's awesome about the fact that, you know, you got so many different guys that have so many different ways that they would build some, like, the perfect woman.
And not just that, right? But at some point, right? I mean, it's like we said, sort of we're giving the ladies a heads up, right?
Yeah.
Of what guys sort of like. We talked about typically guys like a little bit of freaky, a little bit of different hair color, different hairstyles. You know, they like things done certain ways, right? They just like people into it. So I think it was a good topic, T.
It is. It is.
So talking about women now, we're going to talk about a little something sensitive to women there on our Did You Know?
Did you know?
Throw this one out there, bro.
So today's Did You Know is called Shits and Giggles.
This is fucking... All right, man, go for it.
So
bro.
going off of your lead-in about the ladies, Ralph Lauren, and the reason why we say the ladies is because what does he do? He does things for the women, right?
Well,
Ralph Lauren's a woman's brand,
He's
designer
a designer.
brand.
He does all the perfumes, all the clothes, all his pants are like a couple $100, right?
And I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you're listening to this and you don't know who the fuck this guy is, you're doing it wrong. That means you're fucking up on your lady.
But that's not even like one of the high-end brands now. He used to be, right?
He used to be.
He used to be really big, but he's sort of like a mid-brand now, right?
Yeah, it's kind of tailed off a little bit.
Yeah.
But getting back to it, Ralph Lauren's original name is Ralph Lifshits.
What the fuck is that, dude?
That's why it's Shits and Giggles. Because really, what the fuck, man?
Imagine that, dude. Okay, first of all, that you have to grow up with your life. Your last name is Lifshits.
Well, why would you not want to change it? I think the first chance he could, he did.
I don't think it was the first chance he did, bro.
You don't?
No, I think it was after he started getting popular. Someone told him, bro, you're going to start a fucking clothing line? And your fucking name is Lifshitz?
Ralph Lifshitz.
Yeah, that doesn't work, dog. We can't put that on a label.
Oh, what kind of bag is that? It's a Lifshitz.
No. I'm not buying it. No. I'm not buying anything that says shits on it, dude.
Right?
Right? So he had to. I bet you started when he started getting, like, in his career.
I would say...
You know what I mean? Because he had to change his name in his career or something.
I'm assuming, I don't really know that much about him, but I'm assuming he went to some kind of design school. So probably during the design school.
Go to the design school?
A lot of them do, yeah.
Oh, do they? Like the big designers and shit?
Oh, yeah.
So what do you fucking learn?
So that's what
you learn how to be fucking do your own crazy stupid shit.
How to sew, dude. A lot of these fuckers have to start off knowing how to sew and design and cut and do all that.
Is that that's in design school?
Yes.
You can take that in home ec?
No.
I take that shit in home ec. I built a shirt one time, sewed it.
Yeah.
That was in the 8th grade, dude. That was part of my final.
Yeah, and it was pretty fucked
and
up.
Then
it's not like a quality of like a high-end brand.
And then with like some fucking fish, we had to do like a white fish on some biscuit or something.
What?
Yeah, like some dish. I'm just thinking about what we had to do for the final. Anyway, shits and giggles.
Fuck.
That's pretty fucking good. That's cool,
crazy, dude.
Who fucking knows that?
That's weird.
Nobody fucking knows that, right?
That's just a straight up weird. Did you know?
That's what I'm saying, though. That's not just that, but I mean, who the fuck ever heard that?
I haven't.
Before we started talking about this pre-show, when our brother Dr. X brought it up, this is the first one we put on for Dr. X, I think, right?
You mean when it didn't get recorded?
Why do you got to throw him out there, T?
I just reminding him.
T.
You gotta
T.
Dot those I's before I
think you just
dot
woke
yours.
him up, man. He's been asleep. That's good right now. But it was pretty good, man, because the reality, right, who the fuck even knew this ever?
I didn't.
I didn't either. I never even heard that. You figure something like this, you'd hear.
You figure you would at some point. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So not hearing it, hey, we put it out there, T. Maybe we're the first ones going to throw it out to thousands of people right now.
Who knows?
Fuck, they're going to walk around with a Lift Shit shirt.
Did you know?
Did you know?
All right, so before we get into the sports section, just wanted to let everybody know that the King is on the road. We recorded everything except for the sports section so we can make sure that we cover everything up to the minute on the NBA Finals, and we wanted to kind of go over everything together. So just so you guys know, the audio is going to sound different because it's very noticeable that he is on a cell phone, and he's doing some research for the show. He's calling in from another state, so let's get into it. All right, King, what the hell do we got next, man?
Well, we got some sports coming up, man. There's no really anything else, but I mean, we got our NBA Finals, man. It's all over. It's all over, G. That's it. Done, T.
D-U-N.
That's what I told you. I told you any team coming out of that East is going to win.
Yeah.
And what did I tell you from the first show? It's just going to be because these guys broke down, T. Right? It's really not the fact that they were a better team, because the honesty is, if Durant, Clay, nobody got hurt, Golden State probably would have won.
True. Golden State had too much firepower.
You know, but hey, what we're saying is Toronto Raptors are the world champions. Congratulations to the Toronto Raptors. Usai Ujiri, I think, got to be executive of the year.
Yep.
You know, he's been having a plan for 4 or 5 years, and he made some really bold moves. He just didn't want to be stuck in the middle anymore. Hats off to you. Hats off to Toronto, man.
Brought themselves a championship.
I don't know about that.
What do you mean?
I don't know about all that. What do you mean? How did they buy themselves a championship?
I said he brought themselves a championship.
Oh, well, I couldn't hear you, man. You and Dr. X over there fingering yourselves.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But, yeah, he did, and that's what it is. And now the whole question is, right, what do you think he is? Kawhi going to stay or leave?
You know, he has a really interesting decision to be making. Honestly, I think he still might leave. I think it's 50-50. Now that they won a championship, I think it's more 50-50. I think he was more leaning towards leaving prior to the championship. So, I don't know. It's going to be a good one. I haven't seen any kind of odds makers yet for that. I don't know if you have. Because you know how they do these bets on whether he's going to stay, whether he's going to go, what are the odds. So, I haven't seen anything like that, but I think it's 50-50 for me.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen anything like that. The only thing that I actually saw this morning after the Toronto won last night was that the odds are out already for who's going to win the championship next year, and the favorites are Golden State.
Yeah. You
know, and that's just sort of weird to think that, you know what I mean, that there's no one else that could be a favorite over them. And they got two guys, even if they sign him, Durant won't play next year, and Clay be lucky to come back by the playoffs.
Yeah, lucky. You know, because
you know what I mean.
They said it was ACL. You know, so
right,
you got two
exactly.
guys.
Oh yeah, he tore it.
Oh yeah.
You know, we knew that when we saw it yesterday. We talked. I called you on the phone. I told you, man, he tore his ACL. He did something minimal. He tore his meniscus.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And you know, it's funny too. That means you got two guys that are going into free agency, and both guys have torn ACLs.
Yeah, so like I said, you know, it's like when it happened, I called you on the phone. We knew he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
We knew that thing was bad. And so now at this point, you know, you got two guys that really aren't going to be around next year. How could they be the favorites, Pete?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me to understand that. And you got two guys going into free agency, both with torn ACLs. They're not going to play a lick of regular season for sure. You know, probably postseason as well. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. And the crazy thing, right, is this is insane, is both those guys are free agents, like you said, and they're both probably going to sign for max money in the offseason.
Yeah,
even hurt knowing they won't play.
Because the other teams are already saying it doesn't make a difference for them. They're already claiming, you know what, it doesn't matter because we know that when they come back and they're healthy, they're going to tear it up. So we're still going to pursue them.
You know, and I want to, you know, you touched about a 50-50 thing for Kawhi, and I think, listen to this scenario and think of how you feel about this. So my thought is this, man. I think before they won and they were making a deep run, I kept thinking in my head, if he falls just a little bit short, that's going to put the teeter-totter on the other side. He's going to want to stay because he's going to want to finish. He got that close.
Right.
But I'm thinking the other side is sort of almost like if he wins, he's fucking gone because he doesn't owe him shit now. And the reality is this, right? Toronto's in a cloud right now. The whole town, the country, everybody, Canada's in a fucking cloud. They want a championship, right?
Yeah.
From an American sport. They're going bananas.
Right.
And all he has to do is in a couple days say, hey, you know what? I'm out of here, guys. And they're not even going to they're still going to be in that fog. He's going to do what he did for them. They're not going to have any hard feelings. It's sort of like saying, okay, man, me and my old lady are getting a divorce. But 2 weeks before the divorce is final, I hit the lotto. I get $10 million. You know what? It's a lot easier for me to say goodbye. Here's $5 million. Take care of everything. See you later.
Right.
Thanks for the memory. It's a cleaner cut. So he got that cleaner cut last night when he won. Right?
Yeah.
And he won the MVP. That's a clean cut now. I think it's easier for him to go now. What do you think about that?
Okay, I get what you're saying, and it makes a lot of sense. It really does, especially coming from you. But the thing that I was hearing, too, is that they were going to try to keep him and then pursue bringing in Butler, you know, because they said that he really needs more help around him. And that's the name I kept hearing. So,
okay, but is the reality, does he need more help? They just won a championship.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I think the consensus
right?
is that he, you know, because of the long season and everything, he still needs more help, especially because they won a championship when he was beat up, but it was just fortunate that the other team was beat up more.
No. You guys, like I said, man, those teams that go deep in the playoffs, it starts getting physical.
Right.
So think of this too, T. He set a precedent this year, and this is why he was nowhere sniffed in the MVP talks. They rested him for 22 games this year.
Right. It's the pop strategy.
Purpose. It's even worse than that. It's not the Tim Duncan thing because he's old. They're saying they want to make a playoff run, and they want him healthy in the playoffs at least to push because he'll be wiped out.
Right.
But here's the thing. 22 games he didn't play. They went 17-5. So they got a good team around him.
Oh, they do. They do.
You know what I mean? So, and the other thing is, let me throw this story because I read it this morning and it was just a little bit interesting, man. And I don't mean to cut you off or cut off a thought, but check this out. So they're talking about leaving or staying. Here's the other side of the coin. When Masai Ujiri first got there, he traded Kyle Lowry. He got rid of him. He traded him to the New York Knicks. The deal was done for Iman Shumpert and a first-round pick. He told Lowry packed his bags, everything else. Like at the last minute, 11th hour, the owner kiboshed the deal because he sort of started thinking, man, something's wrong. I'm going to get fucking hosed on this. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was it. And he ended up staying. The next year, he ended up signing for 4 more years. And he's been through this process with the Masai Ujiri.
Mm-hmm.
So now 7 years later after that, he wins a championship. right?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Now,
and sort of to your thing about Kawhi leaning either way, maybe that's, something he can do. He's going to lean that way now,
And I'm going to say this. You and I were talking about this while we were watching this. Lowry came out on fire last night's game. So he came out on fire last night, and he was just a one-man wrecking machine as soon as the ball tipped, as soon as tip-off went off. And this guy was just, he was just a man on a mission. That's what it looked like, at least in the first half. It was just insane.
And he did the same thing in game 3 or something, too.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's almost like he had something to prove more than anybody else.
Well, fuck yeah, he did. Look at, since the playoffs started, everyone's talking shit about what he did. Look at, I talked shit about him in the first playoff game. He threw an offer.
Right.
How did that fucking start your fucking playoff run, dog?
Yeah.
He just fucking got all the fucking Wolves and all the Lions fucking chasing him, man.
Yeah.
With that fucking first game. But you know what? He shut them all up because he played his ass off. He played with fucking so much heart in the last fucking series, man. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was pretty insane.
He's a big reason why they won. He played he left everything on the court. I don't think I've seen that much. I mean, Kawhi let it all out too, but not the same.
No.
Lowry was just flying all over the court, giving up his body, didn't matter, got fucking shoved by an owner, right? I mean, he's just in it. You know what I mean? And hats off to Kyle Lowry, dude.
Big time.
Congratulations to him. I do feel bad last night. One of the first things I thought of, T?
What?
Was DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but he's still sour grapes about this whole thing, too.
Well, I mean, think about it. That sort of was his team. But now here's the reality. Everyone was talking shit, even to people in Toronto. That's their guy. He born and raised that whole NBA philosophy there. I mean, when Vince Carter and McGrady were part-time guys there, it never really grew like it did. DeMar DeRozan went there. He was an all-star from the beginning, and he stuck around.
True.
And Usai Ujiri was just tired of being in no man's land. Look, I'm either going to be completely shitty or I'm going to fucking win the whole thing. I'm going for it. I don't care if fucking Kawhi's a rental. I'm taking my shot.
No,
we're just going to get to the first or second round again with the guys we got. I got to do something.
Yeah.
And he was the guy who fucking had enough nuts to say, you know what, sorry, DeMar, you can't get us there.
What a hell of a shot it was, too. I mean, fuck.
Right. I've already heard, too, T, that the Washington Wizards have already put an offer on the table for Usai Ujiri for 6 years, over $60 million, part ownership of the team, and complete control of everything he wants to do.
Wow.
Signed immediately.
Wow. That's crazy.
And we talked about the comments, earlier, even, I don't know if it was on the NBA edition that we did or whatever, but we mentioned Usai Ujiri.
Yeah, we talked about
the Lakers should have been talking to him right when before the playoffs started.
Yep. As soon as Magic announced.
That's exactly what we were saying, and it was one of those things. Yeah. No. Before that. Way before that, they needed to talk to him.
Oh yeah, that's
even
true.
Before that,
they needed to do that
because they got to get this guy fucking in their fucking program somewhere. You know what I mean? The guy's just he's forward thinking, man. He's ahead of the game right now. Everyone will catch up to him at some point, and there'll be a lot of copycats that'll fucking copy his model. But right now, he's ahead of the game.
True. But you know what kind of stands out to me is the fact that it's the Wizards. It's the Wizards that's offering him all that. You know how, like, there's just some teams that you just know are not going to do anything, no matter what.
Okay, 5-6 years ago, wasn't that Toronto? They didn't have nothing. They barely had DeMar DeRozan. So you had nothing. It was the same. He traded Kyle Lowry for Iman Shumpert. They were the same. That's my point. It's a process, like, they always talk about in Philly, right? The process. And it's right. If you got a guy leading this thing and can see 3, 4, 5 years down the road and put all these pieces in place and it works out, and they just sort of the chips fall where they do, sometimes you just get lucky, man. And reality is Usai Ujiri got lucky. Kawhi didn't go down.
He did.
He got lucky. He got Kawhi, that there was a taker at the, in this year to do that. And the acquisition of Marc Gasol at the end of the year was huge for him.
That was huge. Yeah.
I mean, you look at it, Marcus,
goes under the
last
radar.
couple games. You know what I mean? It does. But we mentioned that on our shows, how important that was. This guy was a defensive MVP. You know what I mean? So he played a big role in what happened too. So I mean, I think those two moves plus what they did, the guy, it was amazing. It was just all clicked.
It did.
So hats off to Toronto, man. Yeah. They really did well.
But everything fell into place for them. You're right. Hats off to them.
Now on the flip side, man, I want to give I feel sad, man. I feel sad for Durant when he went down, and I even felt worse for Clay.
Yeah.
Because, we have a little connection with him. His dad was a Laker. He's sort of like, one of the distant cousin or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just felt horrible for him. He was balling out yesterday, and reality was he probably would have forced the Game 7.
He would have. Just by him.
Points and 30 points at the end of 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Just with him and the way that he was playing, you're absolutely right. He would have forced a Game 7 for sure. Yeah. And okay, we talk about, whether or not Steph is everybody says Steph's a baller. Everybody knows Steph is a baller. But the one thing that really shocked me was Steph, after Clay went down, Steph just couldn't hit a shot. If you watch the rest of the game, he wasn't himself. He wasn't.
Well, of course, at that point, basically, I mean, you have, okay. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Your team starting out, you have 3 of the deadliest offensive players in NBA history.
Yeah.
Sure, Durant goes down, but don't worry, man. I still got the Smash Brothers. We're good. Because him and Clay have to be 2 of the top 5 best shooters all time in the NBA.
Yeah.
Now that one goes down. Yeah, you saw it immediately when it happened. He slammed the ball down. His frustration is done. He's exhausted. He is completely wiped out mentally, physically. Now, something like that happens. It's tough.
It is.
And it really is, especially when he doesn't have the physical size to just be able to overtake people. He gets banged around and he goes inside.
He's like a ping pong when he goes inside.
He takes a lot of punishment.
He does.
So you know what? Hats off to Golden State too, man. And you know what? The bad thing is if they sign both these guys that are hurt and sort of cruise for a year, look out the next year, man.
True.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
But the fact is the chances of signing both of them are pretty slim, don't you think? I mean,
no, I think they're actually pretty good. And I keep thinking this, and I just don't understand Kevin Durant. You have a great ownership in Golden State. They're going to be able to offer you the most money than anybody else. And you want to leave to go somewhere where you're going to make less money with a worse ownership. The only teams that are going to pay him are like New York Knicks, LA Lakers. You know what I mean? So you're in a great situation where you're going to be winning the rest of your career. So I think he's really got to pull his head out of his ass a little bit and figure this out because he'll be the max guy there.
Yeah, I think it changes. I think this changes the narrative a little bit. Because one of the reasons why I think he wanted to leave was because of the fact that everybody was saying, well, he went to a team that's already established. He wasn't the man, this and that. He couldn't do it without these guys. I think it changed a little bit because now it's really, can these guys do it without him? I mean, we've seen them do it without him, but the league has changed since then. And without him on the court, they weren't the same, obviously. Now, you're right. The Smash Brothers, when you mentioned the Smash Brothers, they were going off, and they were doing their thing. They really started to step it up, but then they got tired. This was before Clay went down. They were showing, they were getting slow. They were showing fatigue, okay? So maybe that changes the narrative enough in the public for him to rethink the whole, I don't need to go. I can stay.
I don't even know if it's that or the fact that he finally realized how much they appreciate him there. Clay did a whole tribute on him, on social media before the game. Clay dedicated yesterday's game to him. The city had, when they started the game yesterday, they gave everyone in the arena a towel that said Oakland. It was the last game over there. And they had it broken up so that the 2 highlighted initials were KD.
Yeah.
They paid a tribute to him last night, too. And I think what he realized was how much these guys really want him to be part of his team.
Yeah.
Their team. It's their team. They want to keep it all together and how important it was for them you know, that he was back for them. Look, they were balling before he fucking went down again.
They were. They were.
You know what I
they
mean?
really were.
They were gonna smash him.
But that was
I was just like, oh man.
But that was
like,
kind of my point. That was kind of my point. It kind of changed the narrative a little bit.
But okay, think of this. Say they don't get. Say KD signs somewhere else.
Yeah.
They can get another guy. They just need another guy to contribute, and they'll still be okay. Remember the one guy they're missing, and the thing that, and I also mentioned, their bench is getting older.
Yeah.
And the other guys haven't played, so the young guys really couldn't contribute. But Iguodala and Livingston just aren't contributing like they were. They're done. Those guys are old.
They're old.
You know, and now you take away, you know, a good scorer on the inside with KD. He's a 7-footer. He can score with you on the inside, outside, anywhere. And you take away Clay. Okay. Just think of this, right? These three guys, Steph, Clay, and KD, every night going to the gym, 70 points.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically saying they're going to get 23 points apiece every night. Okay.
Right.
Because one guy's going to get 30, one guy's going to get 15. You know what I mean? The other's going to get 25.
Yeah. You know,
so they're going to get you 70 points. That's amazing. That's not even Draymond Green. That's not anybody off the bench. So you think of something like that, it's just like, I mean, now you lose two of those guys. What can you do?
Okay. So scenario. Okay. They have 3 unrestricted free agents. Or maybe they're restricted, but they got 3 free agents. Okay. They got KD, they got Clay, and they got Green. And there's not enough money to go around. There may be enough ball, but there's not enough money to go around. So what do you do?
Why isn't there enough money?
Because they're going to go over the luxury tax. They would have to pay luxury tax. Let's say they're not willing. I know. Let's say we're
money though, right?
Right. I'm saying as far as your salary cap structure is concerned, there's not enough money. All right. Unless you're willing to go over that luxury tax, there's not enough money. So what do you do?
What do you mean? That mean
if
they've
you're
already
Golden
come out
State,
and said
what do you do?
They've already come out and said it's not an issue. They're already close enough to that already. They're already paying luxury tax. So a little bit more ain't going to hurt them. They've been to 5 straight finals. Do you know how many millions and millions and millions of dollars that is for the organization? 5 straight finals.
Now, I don't...
And they've won 3.
I don't know how the luxury tax in the NBA is structured as much as I do like the MLB. But at one point, I remember the MLB, they were almost paying double their payroll because of luxury tax. And the one that was doing that that I'm referring to was the Yankees when they were going on their big run in the 90s, right? You remember all that? They were paying almost double.
It was dollar for dollar, same in the NBA.
Okay, that's it. I wasn't sure how the NBA structured theirs.
But again, but think about it. They'll get all that back with one championship. It's not, I mean, teams are looking at it or people are looking at it and the media is magnifying it like it's something that just can't be attained. It's no big deal for an organization that has been to the finals 5 times in a row.
Then why have
revenue.
it? Then why have it? Why don't other teams do it? Why don't other teams?
I mean, well, and that's going to be the bad thing now is you have a team that's going to be basically willing to do that and keep their team together, but it's not going to be tremendous. It isn't like it's going to double their stuff. Here's a hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
Say their number's 100. They might get to 130 or something like that, so have to pay 60. So they're paying 160. They're not paying 160 more or 130 more. They get 100 free. It's what they go over has to be doubled.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So even if you go over a third, that's tremendous. 30 million or whatever it is, 300 million, if it's $1 billion, whatever it is, right? And all they're doing is doubling that money. So it's really not that much. People, it's the way that they make it sound, and the media magnifies it where everyone's like, oh my gosh. Why do you think the Yankees were willing to do that? They have their own network. They have the money flowing in.
Yeah, they had a lot of money coming in. But
and if you're saying, okay, yeah, you're right. The small market teams can't compete with them. But again, that's not the Yankees' fault.
No. I understand because, we're here in LA, Dodgers, they went over the luxury tax. They were paying luxury tax. We understand that. Being fans in a big market team understand it better than a small market team. And you're right. Small market teams aren't willing to do that.
Okay, but even like you say, so talking about the NFL, which is a solid cap, there is no luxury tax.
Correct.
It's a solid cap.
It's a hard cap.
We talked about that the other day, and Brady's making $18 million.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that he's not getting greased some other way? He's not being told on the side, hey, you know what, you're going to get part ownership of the team, just sign this.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? We're going to make it up for that. Of course, something, man. They're doing something somewhere, somehow, some way. If not now, it's tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the next day.
No, they'll take care of him.
Absolutely, man.
Because they're not going to trade him. He's not going anywhere. They're going to take care of him. You're right. You're right about that.
They're going to trade him. No,
I said he's not. You can't trade him. They're not going to.
At this point of his career, he would never accept it. He's got an absolute no trade clause at this point in his contract.
Well, my point is he's not
going
going
anywhere. Never have done that. And he's played his whole career there.
Yeah.
He's not going to go anywhere else. He's just going to ride off into the sunset. He's going to be part of that organization the rest of his career.
Yeah, that's
my point.
They're
going to take care of him no matter what.
Right.
That's already like a little side thing. So in reality, they are paying over the cap, but it's just not seen. Because there's guarantees and monies and things being told to Tom Brady that you're going to get on the back end. It's not just a vague sentence, hey, I'm going to take care of you.
Right.
He's the 18th highest paid quarterback winning Super Bowls left and right. He's going to get taken care of somehow, some way.
Oh, for sure.
And it's structured. That's my point. So they are breaking the cap. It's just not being seen. And I'm sure there's a lot of NFL teams that are like that.
Yeah, there's a lot behind the scenes that don't.
I'm just using that as an obvious example.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I got you.
But and that's the bad thing. I think that you'd rather just tell them, hey, come out and fucking spend the money. Spend the money, because it does hurt. The owners are paying for that out of their pocket, basically, out of the funds from the organization. So It does hurt them a little bit.
It does.
You don't want to drop another $300 million on air.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Something, just an example. I mean, and that's what they always say too. Why are millionaires millionaires and poor people poor? Millionaires save their money. They don't spend it.
True.
So they don't like to give anything away and spend anything like that.
All right.
They want something in return.
So one last thing, all right, before we have to move on past the sports. One last thing is, do you think Draymond is worth the max?
Absolutely is. I think he's sort of the catalyst that keeps that whole thing going, because he can play every position, T. In my opinion, and this is just me, and I know people will go fucking nuts. If you had to make a choice between him or KD, I'm taking Draymond.
Really?
100 times.
Really?
Yeah, he's the fire soul of the team. He's the best defensive player in the league. Consistently the best defensive player in the league. Maybe he's second or third this year. Last year he was 2 or 3. The year before 1. You know what I mean? But
he's top 5 every year.
Top 3. I don't even think 5. Top 2. I mean, reality is no one balls like him. He got to cover any position.
Right.
And he's just hustle. He's fucking spirit. He's everything. And to me, I'd rather have that guy on the team than KD. KD's a pure scorer. Sure, he plays a little D, and he understands the system, the rotations. But he's a smart player, but he's a scoring machine, unlike the NBA's ever seen. But to me, in that system, you need Draymond. He's the thing that makes that thing go with him, because he can run as fast as the guys in the front court. And he's playing center for you.
Yeah.
That's what makes their whole team as what they do when they run. No one can keep up with them.
Right.
Because your center's running as fast as your forwards and your guards. And he doesn't get tired either. So, yeah, I absolutely, I think they're going to have to pay them all to keep him. That's the reality.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that, was because, I mean, they're going to have to pay them all.
But think of it this way, too, right? If you're the owner, wouldn't you be thinking, fuck, I wouldn't have this money without these motherfuckers anyway?
Oh, well.
I mean, think about it.
No,
right?
no.
I mean,
you and I think that way. You and I think that way. But you don't know, some of these owners, because they're already wealthy people to begin with, they're a little more arrogant.
You're right. But, I mean, again,
but a normal person, you're right.
Ownership, you know what I mean? The Golden State ownership's about spending money and taking care of their guys, is why these guys want to play there. Is why Steve Kerr's there. Why he was going to retire. His back was so fucked up. They said, dude, take as long as you need. Luke Walton can coach. We don't care if the year goes to shit. It's about your health. They're taking care of these guys. That's why these guys want to go.
No, that's
why Boogie Cousins goes there. It's why all these guys go there.
It's a good point.
It's
Now
the culture there. You know what I mean?
Now Boogie's probably as good as gone, though. You know, it looks like.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I disagree. No. Why? He's not going to get any big money. He didn't do enough significance this year to go out and get 18 or 20 million. He's going to get 4 or 5 million. I'm sure Golden State can offer him that. They need size, T. They have no size. I don't think Bogut will re-sign. He's at the end of it. They just brought him in for a little bit of help if he could.
Right.
He's 100.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're going to re-sign Boogie. He'll get 4 or 5, maybe 6, something like that, in that range. But no one else is going to offer him anything more. They'll be able to match what anybody else offers him. And no one's going to offer him a long term because he got hurt again.
Right.
They're going to wait another year. He's got to prove it again, and he's got to play a bigger role.
He's got to stay healthy.
To give him that kind of money. Yeah. And play a season. Remember, he came in at the end of the year.
He did. So we'll see.
They want to see. Yeah. I still think he's probably got a better shot there, staying there, than being somewhere else. Because at least even think about next year, he'll be the number 2 or 3 option. Because it'll be Steph, Draymond, and him.
Yeah.
Clay won't be ready.
Clay won't be there.
KD, if he
won't.
stays there, you know. Yeah, so he'll be maybe the second option. Right, if they move Draymond to a 3 and play both of them all the time.
No, it's definitely interesting. I don't know. I'm interested to see how it's going to play out. To be honest with you, I'm really interested.
And
to see how it's
maybe
gonna play out.
that almost forces their hand to re-sign him at a little higher price because they don't have those other guys, right?
They might have to. Yeah.
You know, to try to get something out of him, and they'll know better than anybody what they have in him.
Yeah,
because they've seen him every day for the last year,
and he's more familiar with the system. So yeah.
Well, not just that, but they'll know what he's worth. You know, if they're going to say, dude, if they tell him, you know, dude, just take your chances, and somebody signs him for big money, they'll be like, fuck, you guys are fucked.
Right.
He's no good. If you know what I mean. But if they know, hey, you know, this guy's coming back, he can do stuff, we'll pay a little bit more. These teams offer him 5, we'll offer you 7.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know, and that's how it goes, man. So, but hey, that was some good talking.
Yeah,
you know,
awesome.
that's going to wrap up our NBA till next year, basically.
Yeah, well,
next season starts.
Well, we got,
you know what I mean.
We got
so
the
we're
off
going to be
season.
seeing some NFL. No off season. Oh, they got the draft coming up, right?
Yeah, you know, you got the draft, you got the Zion, all that type of stuff. So, you know, free agency hits. We'll have some other NBA stuff to talk about.
Well, yeah. Now remember too that the draft is just about like 6-7 days away or something like that, and also the announcement of the MVP.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's what I was just gonna say.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think I threw a boner. I don't know why, but I thought it always happened like before the final.
No, but that's okay.
I don't know.
That's all right. It's coming at the end of the month.
It did change. It did change because they have awards now. They didn't have that before.
Yeah.
So yeah, none of these big awards have been announced yet, and they usually happen right at the end of the season, just when the playoffs start.
Just get your gut ready. That's all I'm saying. Just get your gut ready.
Yeah, but anyway, all right, man. So that closes up our sports today. We'll be talking NFL next week.
All right, man. So let's get into some of the what the fuck news. Steve.
What the fuck?
That's what I'm talking about. Go and start this thing off, man. The first story is obviously made for you, bro.
It is, dude.
So I'm just gonna let you take it, dude.
All over it. All right, so those of you who have been following What the Fuck News and know what I like to talk about, I always like to pick a little bit on a certain state. And quite honestly, I'm going to do it again right now. I know King always gives me shit because he doesn't want to alienate any of those fans that are living in that state. But really, Florida, what the fuck? So today's story, a Florida man is arrested for playing basketball naked. His name was... Listen to this. Wonder how Dwayne Wade would weigh in on this argument. A Florida man was arrested on an indecent exposure, charged after he was spotted playing basketball in the nude at a public park. The incident went down on Sunday at around 7:30 p.m. According to the arrest report, the Seminole County Sheriff's Office, a worker with Candyland Park, what the fuck kind of park name is that? That's like a pedophile park.
I was gonna say, dude, did he get busted for being a pedophile?
Fuck that. I mean, I guess that's
it doesn't say nothing. It
doesn't say nothing. But come on, dude, Candyland Park in Longwood called authorities after spotting a naked man walking around.
He was.
He was in Florida.
No, in Longwood. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Fuck, I don't know how you didn't catch that. Go ahead, man.
You're right. When asked why he was in his birthday suit, as per the report, the suspect said that playing basketball without any clothes enhances his skill level. The 29-year-old unemployed man was arrested and charged with indecent exposure of sexual organs and taken to John E. Polk Correctional Facility on a $500 bond. Alcohol and drugs were not involved, said the affidavit. Okay, look at his mugshot.
Okay, dude, we talked about this in the pre-show. All right, first of all, the dude looks a little fucked up, right?
No, he looks real fucked up.
Well, okay, when we first looked at it, because, obviously my eyes are a little fucked up. I was far away and I saw it on the monitor. This looked like he had a droopy eye and he would look fucking like a weird dude.
Well, it's really cross-eyed, but it's not necessarily cross-eyed because one goes off to the left.
Well, not just that, but I think you pointed out to me, dude, he's a little banged up, bro.
His forehead is all banged up.
His forehead has some bruises on it, like some big red bruises. And I was telling you, fuck, dude, I've had those before because I used to work in some bars and stuff and got in some scuffles. I was a bouncer in a bar before back in the day. And what I know those come from are shots to the forehead, usually elbows.
With elbows, yes.
So you made the good point and tell me what you think it is.
So I told you before you even said that, it looked like he got a forearm to the head going, and it's like when the cops hold him down, you ever watch that live PD and they're like, stop resisting, stop resisting.
They're fucking elbow smashing his head.
And the dude's not even resisting, he's lying there.
He might be on his belly and they're smashing his head in the ground, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude. But this guy looks all fucked up, dude.
Yeah, probably because I don't think he gave up. What do you think went down when the cops went over there?
Well, when you look at him, okay, there's no surprise. Wait. There's no surprise per.
I don't, dude, but you say when you look at him, and I'm looking at him, dude, okay. And it's like, what the fuck?
Now, after reading the article, I'm not surprised he's unemployed, first of all. Okay? That kind of goes hand in hand with this fucking mugshot. That doesn't surprise me at all. The guy's a fucking light bulb short of a light bulb. Okay? Fucking serious, dude. There's nothing going on in that head.
I know, man.
There's nothing going on, dude. He's got one eye that's going off in one direction. The other guy, the eye's going off in the other direction. It's not cross-eyed across the brow, like the bridge of his nose. It doesn't cross-eyed.
Well, I'm looking at him, dude. I'm thinking the way his eyes go, he couldn't shoot the ball for shit anyway, right? Dude. So he wasn't making nothing anyway, right?
His skill level. That's like the okay. Do you remember when we did that one story?
More aerodynamic.
Yes, when the guy was trying to get on a plane naked, and he says he's more aerodynamic while he's naked.
Oh fuck, dude! This is so
Florida.
Stupid, dude.
Seriously,
Dude,
what the fuck, Florida? Come on, put your guys' self in check.
You're trying to find shit on Florida.
I don't have to try, dude. This shit just, as soon as you Google just stories, Florida just pops up, man. Florida's just like, saying, I'm here. I can't stop
laughing, dude. This is fucking stupid. This fucking guy's picture is fucking with me. Can you get it off the fucking monitor, man? Fuck.
He took a billy club to the head, dude. He took a headshot.
Oh man, like the sweat's burning, rolling in my eyes now, man. Fuck, stop this shit already, man. Fucking get this guy.
I'm just saying
here,
this
bro.
was a perfect fucking story, Florida. Thank you.
No,
thank you, Florida.
Come on, dude. Fuck, stop picking on them, man. They're pretty big on our fucking scale.
It doesn't matter, man. They're big because they want to hear about the fucked up people that they live around. That's all. They were trying to find out if any of their family members hit our what the fuck news.
You mean that guy out there that was lighting his charcoal with gasoline and shit?
Yeah.
Right? There was a story, too. I didn't even tell you about a guy who fucking burned all his hair off and gave in Florida because he lit this charcoal with fucking gasoline, dude. I didn't expect it to blow back that much. And they asked him how much he put on. He said about a gallon.
I wasn't sure it was going to light.
Oh, fuck. Anyway, man. Just get this guy's picture off of this fucking thing already, bro. Fuck.
All right, King. What else do we got?
All right, man. So what we're going to do, we're going to tell another what the fuck story, bro. It's like, okay, man, first of all, dude, anybody looking for a job needs to go talk to NASA, man.
Why is that? I love
They're fucking
NASA.
Paying people right now for a fucking study, and they're going to give you $18,500 to lay in bed for 2 months, bro.
Fuck, I'm all about that.
That's like $9,000 a month.
Yeah.
I don't bring home $9,000 a month.
That's fucking great pay.
Right? And you don't have to get out of bed. So they're doing some kind of study to see like the effects on, your body and everything else. They probably be strapped up to all sorts of shit.
Right.
But you have to be in there for the study for 89 days.
Oh, really?
You have to be available for it for 89 days, but they want you to do it 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
7 days a week for 60 straight days.
Wow.
And if you do that, you get $18,500.
Can you do that for 2 months straight?
I don't think I can, dude. Because you know what? Do you ever do that to you when you have you're wiped out and you just have a weekend where you just lay down all weekend?
Oh, those are awesome, dude.
Yeah, but then
I love
me,
those kind of weekends.
when it comes to Monday, my back's all fucked up.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because
I lay down too much or something. You know what I mean?
And the muscles and everything. Yeah, you're kind of fucked
dude,
up.
It takes a day for me to get back into it, man. So I'm thinking 60 days of that shit might fuck me up, man.
Okay, so let me ask you something. How the fuck are they going to shit and piss?
Well, we talked about this, right? And you were talking about some kind of fucking vacuum they got or something, right?
Well, no, I was talking about what they'd have on the space station and shit like
shat
that.
In the fucking space because we were talking about gravity.
Right.
But for this, it can't even be a bedpan, T, because...
It's got to be a bed with a fucking hole in the ass?
Because it's some kind of zero gravity bed. It's an artificial gravity bed or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But it's got to have something where there's a hole in the ass so you can shat, and you probably wear a catheter. Right?
Right.
So when you piss, you're in a fucking catheter. Look, dude, you just give me some fucking cable TV or some Netflix or some Hulu and shit, and we're good. I could do that. I think I can. I don't know.
60 days?
I don't know. I don't think I can for fucking 60 days. I can do
okay,
it for
here's
about
another
5.
thing, and it didn't really say, right? Are these guys sitting up to eat? Are they just laying down the whole time, or are they feeding them by tube?
Oh, that's a good question.
You know what I mean, or what's going on here?
Are they feeding them astronaut food?
Well, I don't know, because it's not really healthy to eat when you're laying down.
Yeah,
you get GERD.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, man. It just doesn't seem like...
Fuck, man.
I don't know, man.
I mean, if you're a lazy motherfucker that just lies around all day anyway, why not?
That's fucking $20,000, dude.
Why not?
Fuck.
Why not? And see, but okay, so the article does say because it's 24 hours a day, that only equates to $13 an hour.
Right, dude, but you're laying down.
Yeah, you're not exerting yourself.
Right, so, because they're taking 24 times 60.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Now, are you going to have all kinds of fucking probes, like fucking cables hooked up to you?
I don't know, but the other thing we talked about, right, and it's a real deal, is what about bed sores?
Okay, we talked about bed sores, but the other thing that I started thinking about? Blood clots. Because remember, blood clots start to develop when you don't have that movement. That's why they say when you're on a long flight,
you got to
you have to stand up.
Yeah, and move around.
So what's going to happen with this? I mean, are they in some kind of risk of having blood clots?
Oh, that's a good point, man.
Would you risk your health for that?
For $20,000 for 60 days, I'll do it. I'll do it, dog.
Okay, so we're signing King up tomorrow on the NASA website.
Try to find that shit. Dr. X, try to find that shit. See if it's still available. I'll take a shot.
Dr. X, just fucking sign him up. Don't find it. When you find it, don't ask for his permission. Just sign his ass up and let's see if we get a call
Well, you know what
back.
he's going to do because he doesn't remember my address ever. Even when he has to. He'll never look at his history, bro. Even if I tell him to look at his history, he doesn't know how.
Yeah, I know.
So
he texts me and asks me all the time.
So he's gonna put in an application with my name and his address, and they're gonna go to his house and pick him up. And he's gonna have to do that shit.
That'll be funny.
Yeah, exactly, man. But hey, that's
all right. That's all right. If you're gone, we can survive.
Why do you gotta do that to him, dude?
What? I'm just throwing it out there,
dude.
man.
He's leaving next week, dude. He's gonna be gone for. He said only one show this time. Remember, he told us before he wouldn't be for 2 shows.
At first, it was 2 shows.
But today, he mentioned that he's only be gone for 1 show, so he doesn't feel there's a need for a fill-in.
Maybe that's why it's only 1 now.
Because he canceled his shit and
Maybe.
said, I'm going to be back? Or do you think he's going to leave us hanging on the second show so that we don't get somebody and he sort of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Do you
but
think
I'm
he's really that fucking underhanded to do that?
I don't think it's yeah.
That's underhanded.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, but I'm going to say yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known him for 20 years.
You have?
More than 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say yeah.
Yeah, he's capable of that shit.
Anyway, we're going to close up to What the Fuck News for a What the Fuck with Dr. X. But, hey, what do we got next, T?
That's it. That's the close, man.
Fuck, man. Again, this thing just goes so fast. Again, like we talked about, guys, some of our subjects, some of you guys said, hey, man, you guys need to expand on these things. That's what we're doing these last couple shows. we're really getting into these topics for you, really getting you a little bit more. They say sometimes these topics are ending too fast. So we're trying a little different spin on it, stretch these things out.
And sometimes it just seems like we can keep going, and we got to cut ourselves off.
Well, we have to, man. There has to be some stop to it.
It'd be the whole show.
You know, what we try to do, folks, is we try to stick to a special, you know, right around a time limit because we don't want you guys to get too much into it. A couple of our shows, we have to chop down 20, 30 minutes because we could just keep going.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the hard part.
I think the hardest part is trying to figure out, okay, what doesn't sound relevant? You know what I mean? And that's the hard part for us when we go to the editing part.
Yeah, because they're like, you know, of course, we think everything's gold. You know,
well, it's not that. See, it's just sort of a good parts. You know?
It is.
And there's some stories where it's easy for us to cut.
Yeah,
you know that.
Yeah.
But some of them, man, it's just fucking hard. What part we're gonna take out?
Yeah.
The story's a fucking riveting story. Everything we're talking about hits home.
It does.
You know, and it's hard to cut those pieces out sometimes.
And that's the hard part.
You know, so again, you know, we're just doing it a little bit different, keeping everybody involved out there, keeping everybody happy. You know, again, give us your info, give us your feedback. Let us know what's going on with you. Let us know what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah, hit us up.
You know, Podbean's going off for us. Everybody's going off for us. We're going to be doing some different stuff to our website soon.
iTunes, man. iTunes is blowing up. Don't forget that.
Our iTunes is blowing up. So is our Google, man. Google Play is really big for us. You know what I mean? So, you know, just keep it up, guys. We appreciate it. We want to say thank you. It's grown again. I think we're almost in every state in the country now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty close. Damn close to it.
Do we have any Alaska?
No, that's one of the ones that we haven't hit.
We
yet.
have Hawaii.
We have Hawaii.
Yeah, we have Hawaii.
Yeah.
We have quite a few in Hawaii.
Yeah. But
we don't have any Alaska, huh?
Not yet.
You
not
figure
yet.
those fuckers should be listening to us. What else they got to do? Go bowling?
Play hockey and fornicate.
Fornicate?
You ever see Mystery Alaska?
Yeah.
That's what he says. There's only two things to do during the winter. Play hockey and fornicate.
I guess so, man. You make a lot of babies.
Right.
Right? So
what else are you going to do? It's cold as fuck.
You go to the bowling alley 24 hours a day.
That's what, with 6 months of nighttime?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But hey, thanks to everybody for sticking around. Don't forget to visit our website. I'm not going to go shortcut. I'll go www.
How's that?
www.thedoubleshow.com. I'm not going to do the 3-dub cop-out.
Oh, come on, man.
So,
all right, so I'm going to go.
All right.
And you got to hit our Patreon at www.patreon.com/The Double I Show.
All right, man. So we're going to throw it out, too. We want to thank everybody who jumped on our Patreon again last week. Fucking T, you put it out there with no limit. We're broke. We got no more money. But seriously,
we
guys, we put new order in now. Our fucking supplier's loving us. He's fucking making them in on us. But he's actually hooking us up.
He is. He's sick,
you know what I mean?
Man.
And he's really supporting the show, and he's supporting you guys out there, and he wants the word to spread. So, I mean, we're basically getting it for his cost, man, and we just want to pub him again, man. Give him a shout-out, dog.
Yeah, so Ray over there at Palm Street Print Co., you know, fuck, he's doing it well. He's doing it up for us, man, and I love it. You know, this guy, he's not just a listener, which he is, and he's not just like a guy that we hire. He's part of the Double I family now, you know?
You know, and that's how we want to look at it, T, and that's how we discussed it before even we started our first episode. We want everyone to be part of this family. This is a family. It's a movement that we have and what we are. We want everyone on board with it.
Yeah, exactly.
We want you to be a part of it. So any feedback you have, we listen to it. We take it to heart.
Oh, big time.
People come to us and talk to us, man. We write down what you guys are saying. We share it with each other when we come in for our notes. We talk it. We do a conference call 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, and we
all
go
of us
over
just
all
talk
this.
about all these things. You know, that helps develop our next shows. So, guys, just keep the feedback coming, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and,
we
and don't be discouraged, too, because if you guys are giving us some ideas for the show and we don't use it immediately, just know that it's on the board.
There's a lot of stuff that we're working up, and we're trying to figure out how to put it in there because there's, you know, I mean, typically we have some stuff already plugged into our show, but we're going to be using it at some point, man.
Yeah,
keep
exactly.
it coming.
So keep it coming. Don't be discouraged if we don't use it right away.
You know, another thing, man, I want to give shout out to the ladies again. You know, we're getting a lot of more feedback from the ladies right now, it seems like, than the guys, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, you know, but hey, thank you, ladies, for listening. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything you're doing. We know you're getting a little insight on your man. So it's good for us to help you out. And I think that's going to wrap us up, T, huh?
Yeah.
That's it. We're going to go ahead and sign off, get on out of here. Thanks again to everybody. Keep it up. Keep listening. We are Incoherent Idiocy. He is
Sweet Tea. And you are
R.W. King. And we are
out.
From California.
Check it in from the left coast where we take sound that combines sunshine with rhyme, move 'em around. Take it slow, watch the smoke we blow. Bring California swing and this thing for show. Well, hey there, baby doll, dance the go-go. Off a little mentally, I see it in slow-mo. Hollywood, the east side, Hub City, and Frisco. Gallos with the flyers, fires up in the disco. Whoa, whoa, oh, now here we go. Mira, delincuentes, bum rush the show. Aquí in Cali, where trees so sweet, and these habits is feeling airy on this rugby beat. And on summer nights, we use our feet, keeping in mind the danger walking.